Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, October 3rd, 2024. And we are coming to you live. Football day.
Yes.
Game day, yeah.
Game day, yeah. Yep. So we should probably just go back to bed until the game starts.
That's going to be the worst part. Is it's going to end at like 11:30 at night.
Yeah, that's rough.
I can't have the game the same day as the debate, or the same week, rather.
Yeah.
The big thing is even if it's a blowout and like the Bucks are up like 38-3, you can't go to bed because you're like, I need 3 more yards.
I know.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Hang on for 1 second. They need to log in 18 times.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I'm going to bet on this one.
No? Oh. Well, good news, everyone.
I am going to bet. I'm going to follow Galvin's bets, and I'll put them in wrong for sure. For sure.
You know, a lot of people do that. And I'll be honest with you, I've done it too. Because I had baseball bets, and I was like, all right, so it's going to be over 2.5 runs for, the Brewers, and these two guys are going to get hits. And the guy will go, and, it's plus 325. This guy goes, for some reason, mine's plus 23,000. Am I doing something wrong? And I go, yes. You have both of them hitting home runs.
Yeah. I Galvin gave me one last week. He's like, the kicker over 1.5 field goals, and this guy, Rashad White, over 30 yards rushing or whatever it was. And I put it in, and when I was like, all right, good. When I went to look at it, it said field goals under 1.5. Rashad. I went, what am I doing? I got the fattest thumbs. I might start doing it on the hardrock.bet.
Yeah.
You could see it better.
Yeah, I've done it on the desktop a couple times.
Maybe get yourself a stylus so you can.
That might be the way to go.
Tippity tap. How big is your font?
Dude, the other day I saw Olivero's font.
Yeah,
he's got monkey eyes, man. He has to make those things really big, and I was like. And then I went, I think I'm there. I think I'm there where I got to make it bigger.
Oh, you were struggling yesterday reading the stuff, the auction stuff.
I mean, I can see far. I can't see close.
Right.
And it's gotten a lot worse. I go to the eye doctor every year, and the eye doctor's like, no.
You know what I think it's like the number one thing the eye doctor says, wear your glasses.
Oh yeah. I knew there was something. Because I don't need them to see far, and like when I forget about them. You know what I mean? And I go to read, and I'm like, oh, I'm blind.
I've always had glasses as a kid to see far away.
Yeah.
Was that nearsighted, farsighted?
Yeah, whatever you can see is the thing. Yeah.
So far away was always difficult for me, but I still remember the moment where I looked down and I couldn't read. It was like a seasoning bottle, and I looked down to see what the seasonings were. I looked at it and went. Oh no! I can't read this.
Oh, the other day when I had explosive diarrhea, I went to go take what is that diarrhea medication?
Mylanta?
No, it's
Pepto-Bismol?
No, they're pills, but they just stop you from pooping. But anyway, I couldn't see how many to take, 1 or 2. So I take a picture of it with my phone, blow it up with my thumbs, and look at it. I go, yep, that's how old I am.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. Carmen, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
What's up for the schedule this week? So we got food covered for Friday. Who we playing? What's going on?
So today we have Cheddar's sponsoring dinner. A listener who actually works at Cheddar, he's a manager, does not work in this area, does not work in Tampa. He called the Cheddars down the street from my house and was like, hey, I need you guys to do this for me.
Wow,
that's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, awesome. So
nothing but cheddar cheese for dinner.
And I think they're going to do some type of like Alfredo in their croissants, I guess. I've never had Cheddar, so I'm actually really excited for this too.
Good.
And then tomorrow I'm going to do our barbecue chicken sandwiches, just easy. It's something that I can do in my oven, and I know how to do it to like a T.
Like kids like brisket, I'll make them a brisket.
Yeah. Listen, that would be perfect. We could do little sliders. I'll do the sides.
Dude, I made these giant brisket that I got at Prime Butcher, and really me and my daughter are the only ones that eat it. So now I got a half a brisket in my refrigerator that I'm probably going to end up throwing away. I'm making too big of briskets.
Yeah, no, listen, give it to me. I will chop that thing up and make some sliders out of it.
Yeah, you can have it.
Okay, thank you.
No, I'll make a new one for them. I also bought, my new thing is I buy pork butts.
Okay.
which are really shoulders, pork shoulders. I'm sorry, Carmen. I call it Kenny as I'm making it.
No, that's mean.
But I'm the only one who eats pork. Nobody eats pork in the house. So I like cooking more than I like eating the thing, you know? Nobody else wants to eat. My daughter, if I just lie to her and tell her to take her chicken, she'll eat it.
Yeah, also, you don't want to cook a little thing. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
You want to make a big thing, and then you're like, oh, I'll have this for the week. And then you have it one day, and you're like, all right, well, I'm not going to eat it.
Yeah.
I will say that's something that it takes, like, I feel like I didn't get that down until like late 20s. Because like I lived by myself and I just ate out all the time because I didn't know how to cook for one. I'd always make way too much, or you make like half the serving and it never turned out right. And it just never tasted right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got to tell you, I will make stuff and I'll make it and it's good. And I'm like, maybe a little bit more, And then you eat the whole thing. You know, it's supposed to be like for the whole week and you eat the whole thing in one night. Like I saw a guy the other day who said, he goes, I'm a man, I'm a male, but I identify as a family of 4 according to Stofers or whatever, you know.
That's pretty good.
In my house now, I have to fight to get food because all my kids are teenagers. My son is like a man.
Yeah.
So if I don't get down, like my wife will make dinner, so I make dinner. If I don't get down there like right away, it's gone.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What? We thought you ate already. We had 4 pieces of chicken each."
Or anything, you know, kids growing up, kids as they hit, 12, 13, whatever, and you're like, a whole bag of potato chips isn't a meal. Like everybody wanted some potato chips, and now you ate the whole bag.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Somebody in my house last night may have said, "Who ate the goddamn ice cream without asking?"
Was it Todd?
It wasn't Todd.
So ever since I had the surgery, I don't eat a lot, you know?
Yeah.
And my wife is cooking so healthy that it's just dinner time has just become, I have to eat something just to fuel, you know? But I don't even want to eat it anymore because I don't eat a lot, and she's making gross food. Don't say that to her. No, don't tell her I said that. No, it's not that she actually cooks some really good recipes, but she's making healthy stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to eat cod.
Oh,
I want to eat cod.
Yeah.
You like cod?
Yes.
I took a bite of cod that I hadn't had in years, and it reminded me right to fish and chips when I was a kid.
Yeah,
Well-
cod is a very flavorless
Right.
fish.
Mild. Very
Whatever
mild.
you put on it. So like lemon and garlic on cod is amazing.
She did a great job. Whatever she made to put on top of it that was healthy and delicious, but it was still cod. I don't know. I don't want to eat anything in my mouth that breaks apart.
That's a big thing. Like The Rock eats a lot of cod.
I know,
because
yeah.
cod is very good, high protein, whatever, and it's good for you. But like Carmen said, it's very tasteless, so you can just kind of mow it down and be like, all right, this is just fuel. You know?
But also whatever you put on it,
Right,
that's what
yeah.
it tastes like.
I mean,
Yeah.
just
So
the word,
it's-
just the word "cod."
yeah,
Sounds horrible.
Sounds close to something else.
I kept
Yeah.
telling Amanda to suck my cod.
Yeah.
No.
I did. I said that a couple times on the way home. I just don't. I did not enjoy it. It was just plain, and it is what it was. And now I'm all of a sudden I'm a green bean guy. I mean, green beans.
Oh,
every
green
night.
beans are
Green beans.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Love it. Let me ask you: green beans, fresh green beans, canned green beans.
Oh, never have canned. I mean, we never have it. Not that I'd work against it. We just never have.
Canned green beans to me better.
Maybe. Yeah.
Really?
I like canned green beans.
Oh, they're mushy. I
no.
like canned green beans. I like them all. Obviously you can tell I have no problem eating anything.
Yeah.
But fresh green beans with in the oven, and you get them like real crispy and garlic and so good.
Wrap
Well,
them in
you're-
bacon.
No, Gio, do you?
I do that. I don't care. It tastes great.
You know what's so funny is that we went to Council Oak, and they're like, "Would you like any sides?" And I'm trying to eat good, so I can't eat potatoes or anything like that. So I'm like, I don't know, asparagus maybe. And my wife's like, "I like asparagus. Do you want asparagus?" I go, "No, I don't really want asparagus." I go, asparagus are little sticks of leaves. I don't like them. And then the best is they'll put that hollandaise sauce on it, and I'll eat a guy. I'm gonna be like, just bring me the hollandaise sauce. That's all I really want.
You bring
So-
a tire and put some holidays on it.
So I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Yesterday, we had a radiothon where we spent the whole day collecting money and through donations, but also through auctions and all the other stuff. And I don't have a final number yet, but I can tell you at the end of the day yesterday, the number was $929,000.
That's unbelievable.
That's almost $1 million in one day. And on top of that, We still have the Burt stuff that we're trying to work out, and all of that's going to go to charity. And we have today, we're auctioning off a Calta Cruise for 2, courtesy of Accent on Travel.
Right.
So Accent on Travel gave us the cruise for 2. Mike Olivero secured limo driving from Ambassador Limos to and from the port.
Oh, nice.
Budweiser is giving you a nice cooler filled with Budweiser for a nice Bon Voyage party. And the Monkey is also throwing in $100 for you to gamble or drink whatever you want to buy with.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so now you're looking at a free cruise for 2, well, not free, but a cruise for 2, transportation taken care of, and all that other stuff. So this will be great, and we'll do that sometime in the 7 o'clock hour. Like, I'll just put it up for auction in the 7 o'clock hour, and we'll see what we can get. Because you can buy it, or you can buy it through us, and you can help out the charity. So you may be thinking, and also I don't know if anybody's going to bid on it. You may end up walking away with it for $300,
Right.
which would be fine with me. Everything we get right now is going towards Metropolitan Ministry. So that is the only item we have up for grabs. And I do need to gather together the mystery items to send them over to the station.
Right.
Because that I found one that I wanted to give away, the music item. I have to Windex it.
Okay.
Wow.
It's pretty cool, but it's been collecting dust forever, so
Yeah,
it needs to be Windexed. That's,
There's a lot of stuff that's been set aside around here.
yeah. That whole room should be set aside. I was talking to somebody yesterday. What do you think about this? I was talking to somebody yesterday about where the closets are when you walk right out of that room, right to your right there.
Yeah.
Having that drywalled out, so it's just like a hallway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just so it looks a little bit more professional when people walk in. We actually
So you can hide your junk.
No. Just
Build a wall.
You could just get rid of stuff, but no, let's build a wall to hide it all.
I'm not high. The junk's on the other side of the wall.
You want me to go smear poop on it?
No. No, Carmen. The junk is already on our side of the wall.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to change that. I just want to put the wall up so that you don't, then you look in the back and you see my hot water heater and, the other stuff.
It does kind of sound like, instead of cleaning this up, let's just build a wall.
Right. Let's just hide it.
I got to tell you, this room is filled with jerks.
You should make Mexico pay for it.
I will no doubt have Mexicans build it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I think a wall would be great.
Forget about it.
Because then there's a lot of stuff that we need to hang on walls.
No.
That's just kind of laying around.
No, I
You
didn't.
need more wall space for more junk.
To hang you guys on a wall.
There's signed pictures that are still in the plastic because there's nowhere to hang them up.
Last week when I was there, I was like, I really hope they disconnected the garage doors because one day, some guest or something is gonna think it's funny and actually push it, and your garage door is going to open and everything on
Funko
that.
Pops everywhere.
Funko. I just want to make sure. The garage doors are disconnected.
Okay, because I've even had the urge to push it.
Oh my! Don't do that.
Not both of them, Michael.
What did you do? Did you open one?
No.
We noticed a couple days ago that one of them is still plugged in. And Joe, I said to Joe, I go, dude, you got to get up there and unplug that.
No, push the button.
Oh, man.
Intrusive thoughts. Let them happen.
You want to talk about disaster.
I thought about taking the automatic garage door things down.
Yeah.
And just I'll manually open the door if I have to.
Yeah.
I
mean, if you build a wall, I think you'd have to do that.
You know what? I hate this place.
What?
I'm going home, Carmen.
Build a wall.
Build the wall. Build the wall.
Good luck getting Mexicans to come in there and build it now while they're rebuilding everybody's houses. They're like, Mr. Mike, we build the wall for you, $18,000.
Yeah.
No, I would ask Dino to do it, and I don't know. I'm going to talk to him about it. Maybe I'll imagine just being able to push it all the way back so that we have all that space out there, and then we can actually make it, pull it out like a real green room. Who knows? Who knows how much longer we're going to do this stupid show? I don't even know.
What you could do is just get a step and repeat and put it behind there, and then people could take pictures.
I can do that too.
Yeah.
Make it fancy in there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Carmen, I was thinking about it yesterday. I was just
retiring.
Not retiring. Not like folks. I think I'm done.
Over the hump.
Just over the hump. Just thinking about how much longer I
He
just
can't
have
read his
natural.
contract.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how long he has to work for.
Just thinking about it, like how much longer do I think I can do this, and I want to do this.
Is the show with your wife going really well? Is that 2 and you're done? Okay, I got you. I feel you.
You're hilarious.
We're all getting squeezed out.
Yeah. That's all it took.
One down.
Yep.
Yeah.
One down.
One by
Listen,
one, they fall.
He doesn't have to wake up early.
Nope.
He can do it whenever they want. You know what I mean? It makes sense.
I see the
Mondays
master
at
plan.
11:30. Who would be the next to go
Wait, what?
on the show?
Wow. Some would argue that some are already on the ropes.
I don't. Joe's not on the ropes.
Ridiculous.
Joe's not on the ropes.
No, not on the ropes.
Yeah.
You're on the ropes.
What would you call them then?
Joe
The
is
strings.
That's not much better.
Joe is comfortably cradled in the ropes. Yeah. Nobody else is picking up diarrhea around here.
That's right.
That's true. That is true. I'm out
That's my
then.
job.
I don't know. I don't know. Who would be next? Carmen, who would you get rid of?
Oh, Joe.
It's not even a fun game to play anymore. Or who would you
Because
fire?
we know.
So no, just because it's happening.
What does everybody do?
What is what?
What does everybody do?
To what?
If the show's over.
The show's over. Oof.
Oh.
Oh, I have to tell you, I'm not planning on like.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
a scenario.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not planning on. I'm not trying to create drama where I'm like, I think I'm going to quit. I have a couple of years left on my contract. I'm not going anywhere, but I have to think at that point, I'll be 55 years old.
What do you think everybody does? What do you think each person does if you're like tomorrow done?
I don't think you do a show anymore. I think you do production and voiceover stuff.
Really?
I think you find out you're making enough money doing, or probably making more money doing just voiceover for more people. And I know you like to do that. And like Carmen said, you can do it whenever you want. You know what I mean?
From home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do it from home.
Freelance production.
And also, you're so rich by that point from gambling.
Yeah.
I don't really need to work anymore.
Professional gambler.
Gio becomes a junk jockey.
Yeah.
I'm fine
You'd
with
have
that.
to move stuff, Michael. There's no way.
He's
No,
a
dude.
manager.
They've got like forklifts and stuff. You can just drive the
Yeah.
forklift,
Okay.
the excavator.
Gio becomes junk jockey. Joe becomes junk.
Joe does exactly the same thing. He still sits there.
Yeah.
I don't even know the show's not happening
right.
anymore.
Right. Every day
Still
he comes
just
in.
pressing his buttons.
I'm here,
not
Michael.
connected to
If
anything.
you need me, Michael, I'm ready.
They take the dogs out.
No.
And Carmen.
Oh, I forgot about her. Carmen.
course. Oh, yeah,
Carmen and
exactly.
Carmen and Chad break up.
Oh.
What?
I'll tell you
Because
what.
of you?
No. Chad gets offered a job at a small college to go coach, and it's like a Christian college somewhere. And Chad believes this is his foray into the NFL.
And he can't get the job because they saw a video of Carmen and mashed potatoes.
Why do I get kicked out of this?
We have one concern, Coach Chad.
Yeah.
No. Chad feels like Carmen is the distraction. Because he wants to concentrate just on football now.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then Carmen takes over as the coach at Chamberlain High School
Wait.
and brings them to 3 consecutive championships.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it.
Right,
I'm in.
Carmen?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
voting for this
The-
dream to happen.
The area's first female coach. She's and also Carmen gets tight ripped.
Yeah.
She works out with the team.
The story goes viral nationally.
yeah.
They do a profile on her. They start calling her chamber lady.
Yeah, wait.
She was dumped by her boyfriend,
Yep.
and then she found success.
I love it. Look,
I-
I'm in.
I walk around the house doing that all the time. He fell coming out of the shower, and now he's paralyzed. They've had to build a thing for him so he can do his radio show. Hello, welcome to the show. Every time I trip or every time I walk into a room, they're like, and then he walked into the room. I constantly have CNN following me around. Yeah.
Have you seen the news anchors that do that with their children?
Yes, yeah.
I love those.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Carmen, you'll have much success.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and then Carmen, you're going to be so rich because all these women's sports clothing lines have nobody else but you to endorse them.
Right, and because I'm a female in a male-dominated industry, then it's just it's
They offered
huge.
her Lululemon, and she said no. I'm a Nike girl, just like the guys.
I like your dream.
It goes viral because perfect timing. Female president. Now you got female head coach.
Yeah.
It's all female.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Vaginas are taking over the world. As
we are
dirty
in-
as some of them are.
Oh.
We are in trouble.
Oh, yeah, Carmen, that's my plan for you.
Okay, thank you. I know
problem.
nothing about football.
Everybody is exactly the same. Galvin is making more money doing it from home, going to concerts and gambling. Gio is hanging out with the junk jockeys, managing the junk jockeys office, making the same money. Joe is still sitting here doing the same job he does now, even though nobody's watching it.
I'd still like to be Carmen's ball boy, though.
Yeah, well, that's a possibility. Be a little nicer to her.
Yeah.
All right.
They're not allowed to buy to the kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did a background check.
He didn't pass.
All right.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, we had a good run.
Yeah, it was a good, solid run. I'm trying to think of something happened yesterday, and I can't remember what I did yesterday. This is the other part of not being able to see, is not just short-term memory. I have the short-term memory of a pot smoker. How is your memory so good?
Mine?
Yeah.
Is
I don't
it?
know. I think it's pretty good. I mean,
So-
for
He
as old as I
sold
am.
weed and he forgot about it less than 12 hours later. I don't.
That's not.
He's a master manipulator. He didn't
Yeah.
forget about anything.
I don't think his memory's that good.
Joe, do you well, I'm asking you this question, and I don't want to feel like I'm setting you up, but I'm not. I'm just curious. I don't really understand. And I think I've even asked you this before.
Okay.
When you vape,
Yeah.
that's cigarette or that's weed?
That's straight nicotine.
Straight nicotine. So,
Yeah.
because I would say, because I never smell weed.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So,
Not during the show, Michael.
yeah. No, I don't care. It'd probably help you out.
It might be.
Yeah. So is that still hurting your lungs like a cigarette would?
I don't think that it's like necessarily healthy, but I
No.
think it's definitely a lot more pleasant for everybody else around.
Smoking cigarettes is gross.
Yeah, it's great, and I don't like it. It's gross.
But
Yeah.
So
the jury's still out on vaping.
yeah.
So they say
No.
the oil is what is harmful with those things, and that's even kind of what's harmful about the weed vape is because it's an oil. So we don't really know the long-term effects of what putting that oil in your lungs will do.
Got it.
But like some of the studies say, like it basically congeals in there.
Oh, like
And
oil
it-
does.
Ugh.
The oil does, so it's harder. It's even harder to get out. Like a cigarette smoker, they say after like 7 years, their lungs look almost completely brand new. No matter how long or how much you smoked, after 7 years, your lungs can like regenerate.
That can't be true.
Yeah.
No, that's totally true.
what
They say you could smoke your entire life, and if you stop smoking after,
Oh, well, if you stop
7
smoking.
right,
I thought you were saying they just kind of clean themselves.
No.
no,
I got
as
you,
long as
yeah.
you stop, it's amazing how fast your body regenerates and does that stuff.
If you quit smoking, it takes 7 to 10 years to completely clean your lungs out.
Right.
But what we don't know is if your lungs can do that with the vape.
Right.
Because of the oil, it's thicker, it's harder to get out. So that's the bit, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
but they haven't been around that long, so they don't have a study that's gone that long.
Gotcha. Okay. Well,
Were you a cigarette smoker, Joe, before the vape?
No, actually, I never smoked until I was 40.
So how'd you get hooked on
So
the
you
nicotine?
were a smoker.
No, I didn't smoke until I turned 40, and then I smoked for like 2 or 3 years, and then I just went to vape.
It doesn't matter what age you start
Yeah.
smoking if you're a smoker.
People smoke since they're like 15
He's,
years
he's
old.
Right,
just
but-
pointing out that he didn't smoke since he was like 18. He
Yeah.
didn't smoke, which is
Right.
weird to start when you're 40.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and I get it, but again, you can't say I wasn't a smoker because I started when I was 40.
I cannot imagine starting to smoke cigarettes now. I'm 44, and
Yeah.
you're thinking, you know what? I'm going to start smoking cigarettes.
I've heard good things.
If you're gonna pick up a bad habit at all, pick it up when you're 70.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
where to go.
Yeah, because it literally.
Close, Carmen.
Yeah, but I mean, you started a little too early.
So I'll tell you things that make me want to smoke is Mad Men. I don't really
Yeah.
ever have a desire to smoke, but I watch them and I'm like, it's got to be cool somehow.
Oh.
Look at all of them doing it.
Yeah, I don't know. When I was a kid, like all the adults around me would smoke, and
Yeah.
I was always just so
Oh,
disgusted
it
by
smells.
it. Yeah,
smells- My father quit smoking the day my sister was born. Just dropped it after smoking for 40-something years. Just went done and put it
Yeah.
away. Like it's so funny because all these people are like, I've been trying for years. My father just threw them out and never went back.
I've
Yeah.
never tried a cigarette in my life.
Really?
Even like in a high
Yeah,
school.
no,
when
me
it was,
either.
Like, the cool thing. Never.
I have, and I used to do because Tommy Lee did the trick, and I learned to put it underneath my lip and
Right.
hold it like that. So that was like the clip. But I did smoke like a cigarette. I was like,
Yeah.
ugh.
I've had a couple cigars, but not a
Cigars too, yeah.
Cigarette.
I used to like smoking cigars a lot. Like I'd smoke a cigar on my porch by myself, which I don't like to do any of that kind of stuff, like sit outside and enjoy nature, you know. But I would go sit on the porch and smoke a cigar, and I enjoyed it. And then all of a sudden, one day it made me sick, and now I can't go back to
Yeah.
it. And I've never smoked a cigarette either. I've never had a period of time I smoked. And even when I go to the doctor or something, and they go, you smoke? Ever a smoker? No. Do you drink? Not really. And they're like, how often? Like 2 or 3 drinks a week? I go, no. I go like maybe every 2 months. I don't know. And, I mean, if I'm gonna drink, I go out to drink. Like we did when we went to see Creed. I'm like, I'm drinking.
Yeah, I just say no now because I really don't like. The only time I drink, I think, is on the cruise. So 3 days out of the year, you know what I mean? It's just I don't drink.
It's so funny is that I was talking to somebody and they were like, you can have a good time without drinking, and I said, yeah, but it's a different kind of fun. Like me drunk at Creed, tapping people on the opposite shoulder so they turn around and be like, is the dumbest, silliest thing, but I would never do that sober. Sober, I'd be like, yeah.
Also, whenever you're out with a bunch of people that are drinking and you're not drinking, it's a completely different experience.
Yeah. Also, though, when you're out drinking and nobody else is drinking, that's also boring, too. Me and Bob Murray were the only one drinking. Pete's over there all mush on his phone, and I'm like,
I can't imagine not drinking on a cruise.
That's what cruises are for.
That's got to be.
Well, you know what, though? When I go on the cruise with my family, I don't drink. Yeah, like I have no desire to. My wife's not a drinker, and I can't start drinking on the cruise and just be like, "Hey guys."
But also, in our defense, what can you imagine doing without drinking?
I said to my wife yesterday, we had to run some errands in the day, and I go, "Do you want to go to the casino?" And instead of looking at me like I'm crazy, she looks at her watch and goes, "Do we have time?" And I went, "No, we don't have time." But I like the way you're thinking. So I think we're gonna go today.
Yeah.
I'm dying to play baccarat now that I know how to play.
Yeah,
I want to try it.
Good luck.
No, don't say it like that.
Good luck.
Yeah, that's much better. All right, we got to take a break. Don't forget, this is what we got going on today. Starting at 7:00 or so, we're going to start the auction for the cruise. We're going to give away a Calta cruise for 2, courtesy of Accent on Travel, plus transportation courtesy of Ambassador Limos, plus a nice cooler filled with Bud Light, and we'll give you $100 for gambling or whatever else you want to do on it. And we'll do that at 7:00. We'll let it run through the hour, whatever it goes for. Then, of course, we've got Cody Tucker lined up to be on the show. Piff the Magic Dragon is going to be here.
Yeah.
And, remember the old Buccaneer Gerald McCoy? He's going to be on the show today as well. That will be very interesting. That's all I'm going to say about that right now. Let's take a break. Sporkle's next on 102.5 The Bone. Hey, Carmen.
So we have a pair of tickets for Busch Gardens, Hollow Scream, TSO.
I feel like Halloween's over already.
It is not.
Because we started so early.
Yeah.
By going out and doing the broadcast from Universal. Okay, what else?
TSO, Steve Martin and Martin Short, Styx and Loverboy.
Nice.
That's
Jeff
what they call Steve Martin and Martin Short.
Yeah, Styx and Loverboy.
Jeff Arcuri, the Mike Calta Tailgate happening October 21st.
Yes.
And tomorrow, this Friday, the Backyard Country Tailgate.
Well, Larry the Cowboy. Get her done.
I don't think that's right.
Whatever. One of them. All right, let's do it right now with a little bit of Sporkle. Here we go. Here we go.
Come on.
I'm pressing.
I just like the awkward pause and then come on.
$1 billion company falling apart right in front of her.
I got to reset everything.
Carmen is the keeper of Sporkle. Pat is your judge and scorekeeper. The competition whittled down to 3. Do we know what the stats are?
The year total?
Yeah.
No, we do not. But Mike, you did win yesterday.
I did.
No one's on a streak.
Okay.
Yeah, the year total, that's going to be a little bit trickier.
I mean, if we start from scratch, I have 1. Mike has 1. Galvin 0.
Oh, I'm blank.
No, Galvin has 1.
We're all tied up.
Suck it.
Eat my cod. All right, Carmen, what are we playing today?
Okay, we're going to play just 3 words. Animals. Okay, so the hints are 3 words. You're going to give me the animal I'm describing in those 3 words.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
Yep.
Okay, let's do this. Your first one. Trunk. Memory. Galvin.
Oh, you said Trump.
No. Fink. Rod. Rizzo.
Rat.
Mike.
Oh, yeah.
Bullwinkle.
Moose.
Canada. Galvin. Garfield.
Cat.
Siamese. Galvin.
Oh, come on.
Judge.
Galvin.
Scumbag.
Gobble. Thanksgiving. Galvin.
No, that was
Thank you,
Michael.
Galvin.
Oh.
Thank you for your integrity.
Joe was totally about to say
Yeah,
Galvin.
yeah. I know what you're doing. I know what
You
you're
don't
doing
know
over
what
there.
I was about to say.
He was about to say scumbag.
Your next one. Pink, Florida. Geo. Flipper, Miami. Mike. Milk, Beef. Galvin. Niall, Smile.
Crocodile.
Galvin.
Nile, smile, crocodile.
Sly,
Fox.
Fantastic, Mike. Pouch, Joey. Geo. America, Ball.
Eagle.
Galvin. Emperor, Tuxedo. Mike. Wise, Out. Mike.
Ooh, Judge.
That was Michael.
There's make him up.
Make him up. Mike. And Pap. We're halfway there.
Gio has 2 points on the board. Mike and Galvin are tied with 6.
All right. 3 words. Animals. Here we go. Slither. Venom. Pap.
Gio.
Gio gets a point. Saddle.
Horse.
Mike. King. Mane.
Cobra.
Lion. Galvin.
No, that was Gio.
Geo. Donald. Howard. Pap.
Gio.
Oh. Did you answer?
I did.
Okay.
I know it wasn't me.
Galvin was very loud, but I was first.
Geo, sorry.
All of a sudden, Gio got good at this game.
It's,
Yeah.
more space.
Oh.
Yeah.
Proud. Plumage. NBC.
Peacock.
Geo. Bucky.
Beaver.
Eager. Mike.
Oh, Bucky's.
Babe. Pink.
Pig.
Mike. Alvin.
Chipmunk.
Chip. Galvin.
That's me.
Or Geo. Sorry. Bark.
Dog.
Mike.
That's Bart.
I know.
No,
I'm like
Bart.
Simpson.
Spit. Groove. Peru.
Cobra.
Llama.
Yes. Llamas.
Point Galvin.
Yes, that is
Llama
correct.
spit? I thought camel spit.
They both
Llama's
did.
fit.
Llama spit.
Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
Yep. Easter.
Bunny.
Roger. Did you all answer?
Yeah, we all said bunny.
Oh. Rabbit is what I needed.
That's not true.
on
It's
the
not
paper.
an Easter rabbit.
Yeah.
It's an Easter bunny.
But it's
Yeah, I got you.
No,
We are
That's fair.
we're wrong.
It's the wrong answer.
Blitzen Games.
Reindeer.
Galvin and Pap. We are on the last 3.
Tight.
Gio has 7 points up on that board. Galvin has 8. Michael is your leader right now by 2. He's winning with 10.
Oh.
What is that? 3 words, animals, last 3. Here we go. Jaws, pool,
Shark.
Geo, neck, Ross,
Draft.
Geo,
Are we tied up now?
Galvin has 8. Gio has 9. Michael is 10.
Oh.
last one, anyone's game. Everyone's in. Billy,
Go.
Beard,
Oh. Had it locked and loaded.
Billy, don't you lose my number.
Your final score, Galvin with 8 points, Gio with 9 points, and Michael is your triumphant champion today. He won with 11.
That's 2 in a row.
I had a good rally at the end.
So I was very surprised.
2 of your next 5 then, because you have the other rule.
That is correct, Calvin.
Yeah.
That is correct. All right. Thank you very much. I'm going to pick line 3. Good morning. Who is this?
Hey, Mike and everybody, it's Al.
Hey, Al. How you doing?
All right, brother, how you doing, man?
Good. I'm going to put you on hold, Al. Carmen's going to grab you during the break. Give her a second to get there, and she will hook you up with a prize. Okay, buddy?
Hey, I met you at the Saigon Kick Show a few months ago, man. It's great to meet you, dude.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm going to tell you right now, Al works with his hands. He's a mechanic. He's a plumber. He does something. He's not working at a cubicle.
What do you do for a living now?
I'm a land surveyor, actually.
Yeah, well, he's out in the field.
Out in the field.
He's
out
in the field. Yeah.
Just Al doesn't sound like a guy that
No.
is working in the office.
You know, like who's representing you today? It's me, Al, Your Honor. Hold on, Al. Okay.
Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you, buddy. That should be a new thing we do. We find out who won, and then we guess what they do for a living every day. Galvin.
Yes.
I'm going to say this, and I'm going to lie while I say it.
Okay.
I don't normally ask you people for a lot, but I spent the whole day asking you for money yesterday, of which you gave. We're almost at $1 million.
Crazy.
We will, at the end of this, after the Burt Show and after all that stuff, we will surpass $1 million, which is insane for one day. But I need a favor. I need all of the listening audience, if you can, please, to go to our YouTube page. If you go to calta.tv, CALTA, calta.tv, it'll bring you right to our YouTube page, and I'd like to ask you to subscribe to the YouTube. And I'm making a huge push for it right now because we're at 9,800. If I get to 10,000, it unlocks a thing on YouTube where we get to open up YouTube for fundraisers for charity. So one of the things I'd like to do, and I don't even know if this is a possibility, is if Bert comes and does that show, and we film that show for the people who can't get there around the world. Say you're listening to the show right now in Tennessee and you want to go see Bert, but you're not going to come to Florida to do that. For $5 or whatever it is, you'll be able to watch it online. I don't even know if that's going to be able to be done, but I can't proceed until we're at 10,000 subscribers. So it doesn't do anything else for me other than unlock the ability for me to do charity fundraisers. So we're less than 200 people away. If you have a second, just go to calta.tv and click subscribe. It would surely help us out. We're not making money off it. We're not doing anything. It's just going to be able to make it for us to be able to do fundraisers for charity in the future. So if we decide to do some events, say we do the land cruise, which we're going to do before we take off on our cruise in April, we'll be able to now stream that land cruise live, and you'll be able to watch it on the thing for maybe $1 or whatever it is. So anyway, that's happening right now. Please do that. Galvin, what do we have coming up in news?
Coming up in news today, He's No Friend, Panic Buy, and Poop Copter.
Oh, man.
Once there's poop on your copter, you have to throw it away. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I learned yesterday. If somebody pooped on your stuff.
Yeah.
I went there and took a crap on all my wife's stuff yesterday. Time to get rid of it. Listen to me. I realized yesterday what a disgusting hoarder I am because outside of our bedroom, right, where one of the refrigerators is, there is a nice double door glass cabinet above the sink. It's like a little half bar, like a little mini bar kind of thing. And inside that mini bar is all of my junk. Like there's bottles of Yankee wine, there's pictures of me and Joey and celebrities, and there's beads in there. I found a thing of bead. Like I just threw junk in there and never cleaned it out. That's a beautiful looking mini bar. We should have glasses in there, and we should have some couple of bottles and maybe I don't know what else to put over there. But it was just ridiculous that I saw that yesterday. So I'm gonna clean. That's my goal. I'm gonna clean that out this weekend, Carmen. You've inspired me.
Okay.
To be less of a hoarder.
He needs you to poop on it, though.
Yeah. If you need that.
This is Coach Carmen's poop, so I'm going to take it. I'm going to save it for when you're famous.
Okay.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, Galvin has your news. Piff the Magic Dragon will be here today. We also have Gerald McCoy is going to join us on the show, and we'll check in with our guy, Cody Tucker. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. We immediately went over 10,000 on YouTube.
Nice.
You people are the best. Thank you very much. We're good now. I won't have to ask you for anything else. But I will put up for grabs an auction that we're going to have for exactly, a little less than 1 hour. 53 minutes. At 8 o'clock, we'll announce who it is right before we get on the phone with Cody Tucker and bring Piff the Dragon in. We have a Calta cruise for two. What is it? I don't even know the dates. April something of this year? I mean, of next year, rather? Yeah.
I thought it was the 4th, but I'm not sure.
But it's April.
Yes.
April. We leave April, and we go on Thursday with our buddy Robert Kelly, my number one best friend. And we will head from here to somewhere else, and we'll be all on the Calta cruise. I don't know anything about the cruise. I really don't. Like, we've done so many, they all run together to me. My wife and I were looking at cruises the other day for a possible spring break vacation for my family, and she's like, the Booty of the Seas, and I was like, I've been on that one. She's like, the Silhouette of the Sea. I go, I think I've been on that one. Like, I have no idea. They all look the same to me. They're all the same thing. Well, anyway, whatever it is, we have the cruise, Calta cruise for two. We leave in April, and we are giving you transportation to and from the port. We are giving you a cooler of Bon Voyage Bud Light, and we are giving you $100 to gamble or do whatever else you want with. and the bidding will open right now at $500. So I would say, Carmen, there's nobody there to help you, right?
No.
Yeah, I just thought of that. That's my bad.
Yeah.
All right, don't. But seriously, if you can just get some phone calls, and if somebody's like $550, you'd be like, one of the other phone calls is definitely going to say $600. So
4 nights, April 10th. We're going to Coco Cay.
Oh, Coco Cay.
Grand Bahamas.
Grand Bahamas is better than the regular Bahamas.
Sailing on the Voyager of the Seas from Port Canaveral.
And I have been on that one.
Yes,
the
I've been on
Voyager
one
of
too.
the Seas, where they have delicious red ice cream.
I believe it's, we went last year. That boat.
If you would like to bid, the opening bid is $500. A cruise for 2 on the Calta cruise on the Bon Voyage of the Seas.
April 10th.
April 10th. There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. In the meantime, time to check in with Galvin. He's got today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
What do we have in news today, Galvin?
Today's news is brought to you by Pelt Shoes. If you're looking for some new shoes, stop into Pelts. They have 6 locations throughout Pinellas, Sarasota, and Fort Myers there. And you can stop in there and look at all the different styles and brands that they have. They have a ton of stuff in there. If you haven't been to a Pelts lately, you need to stop in there. And if you hear my voice, you're probably near one right now. You can get the Pelts shoe fit experts to make sure you're getting the perfect fitting shoe. They have the 3D foot scanner in there. So stop into a Pelts today. Make sure you tell them Galvin from the Mike Calta Show sent you. Panic! Buy it!
Oh, no. What is it? What is it?
Again? Toilet paper.
Oh, come on.
Americans are panic buying toilet paper again because...
Well, I think I because of the port strike.
Port strike, yeah. But experts say there's no reason to do that.
No.
Over 90% of our toilet paper comes from the U.S., Canada, and Mexico, and it's not brought in
Why
on
is
boats.
it always toilet paper that people think we're going to run out of?
It went viral, and that's why people think that way.
Yeah.
And they saw it on Facebook.
So
that we're running out of toilet paper?
Yeah, they think that.
Well, just so you know, relax. We're not running out of toilet paper.
Yeah,
It doesn't come through the ports anyways. It's not coming by boat, so we're fine. We're okay.
What should we be getting?
What should we be panicking buying?
Yeah.
I don't think anything.
What
I
about
think we're
gas? I mean, you can't panic buy gas because you can only fill up your tank.
Yeah.
But I mean, that could be something that eventually we have.
You're just speculating?
Yes.
Yeah.
But but that's what I'm doing. I'm speculating. I'm thinking about what is coming in to the ports that has to come in through the ports.
Yeah.
So I don't even know. I could be wrong.
Right. Yeah. I think we're okay until they say, hey, we're going to be a little while.
But I told my wife, and also before a hurricane, you should fill your car up with gas in case is a couple of days shortage of bringing the gas in.
Yeah. The Buccaneers and the Falcons each head into tonight's game, Thursday Night Football, fresh off a win for Tampa Bay. Last Sunday's win propelled them to a division-leading 3-1 record. The Bucs offense has been steady over the first month of the season, with quarterback Baker Mayfield consistently getting the ball into the hands of the 2 biggest playmakers, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. At 2-2, the Falcons are a game behind the Buccaneers in the NFC South. So these 2 NFC South foes will meet tonight in Atlanta, starting at 8:15 p.m. And the game is streamed nationally on Prime Video.
Yeah, it's a big game.
Sure.
Division game, a chance to really start building a lead.
Yeah.
It's going to be good stuff.
Also, it's the difference between did Baker Mayfield have a good game, or is a couple good games, or is he really becoming a elite quarterback?
I think he's becoming a elite quarterback.
I think he's great, and I think that the fact that he's having so much fun, like he says, is really making it a lot lighter for him. It's
Brady said, "Don't have fun."
Yeah,
winning championships is fun.
Listen, he could take his kids to Disney World after he wins the championship.
Yeah.
But I think the big thing, and Baker Mayfield has touched on it before, is being in a place that wants you is so important.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You don't want to be the outside guy. You don't want to be the guy that none of the team gets along with or anything like that. If you're accepted and you're in a place and you all get along, you want to win together, you're doing all that stuff, I think that helps a lot. The mental attitude helps a ton.
Yeah, of course. And you realize, and he rallies that team, man. They're all behind him, which is great to watch.
And you see him doing some of the stuff where it's like Tom Brady even said that was a risky throw, but it worked out that time. Whatever. But you can do those risky throws whenever you have that kind of attitude.
Yeah.
You feel like you're going to win. You feel like your guys are behind you.
That's the thing. Feeling like if the risky throw goes the bad way, that they're not all going to dump on you. They're like, hey, that's what we do.
Right. If you do a risky throw meanwhile you're throwing over 280 yards and you pass completion, you're making 31 out of 35 passes and stuff. They're like, all right, that one, no big deal. If you're missing everything and you're tanking and you're down by 20, then they go, hey, try not to throw it like that, you idiot.
I don't like that Atlanta kicker just rips off 58-yard field goals with no problem.
Koo is good.
Also,
he's solid.
Is my kicker for fantasy. I picked him up yesterday because my kicker had a bye week. I can't believe he was available.
Dude, it seems like 56, 58, 60. That's like the standard now going in the NFL with these guys.
Oh, it'll be Grammatica's kid who kicks the 67-yarder.
But it used to be like 50 yards. Oh my gosh! Now they're doing like 58 and just drilling it.
Yeah,
could have hit it from 60.
It's funny because there's been times where they go to punt and I go, "Why are we punting? What's going on?
Yeah, we can hit that.
Just go for it."
Deal. Sticking with sports, Evander Holyfield knows better than most how the fight could go between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, which is just over a month away.
Prediction for that.
I think that Jake. Well, my prediction is Tyson. If he wins early. He wins in the first 3 rounds, maybe 4 rounds.
And you think he'd knock him out?
Yes.
Okay.
If it goes longer than that, Jake Paul wins. Holyfield has good assessment of it.
So do I, Galvin.
Yeah, of course,
I have a history of boxing in my background. I think that that no matter how good Mike Tyson is, you watch him train now and you're like, Jesus Christ, Mike Tyson can still kill people. I think this is going to be boring. I think that the plan is for them to just go back and forth. I think if it was fixed, okay, and I think Jake Paul is smart, Jake Paul lets Mike Tyson knock him out because that's what everybody would talk about, and that's what this kid has won. But I don't think that I think it's not fixed. I think they're both going to be just punching each other, and it's going to be boring, and the hype was just ridiculous. And I don't know. I just think it's going to be a huge waste of time.
Well, you'll hear it a million times, and you probably heard it a million times leading up to the fight. But once it gets closer, you'll hear it even more. The last thing to go is the power.
Yeah.
So Tyson has that power. You've seen him before where he throws those punches from the ground where he ducks down. He's way down there and comes up and does it. So what Holyfield has to say, Holyfield, who fought Tyson twice in the 90s, winning the first one, fight in the 11th round by knockout before infamously having his ear bitten by Iron Mike Tyson in the rematch, resulting in disqualification. He later coached Paul during a brief period at his gym, and so he's one of the best people to predict how this will go November 15th. Speaking with Fight Hub TV, Holyfield broke down where he could potentially win or lose the fight, saying, quote, I don't know how much confidence that Jake Paul has and all of that, but he's going to be a lot quicker. If he stays close to Tyson, his chance of winning is going to be great. But if he tries to stay back from Mike, he's going to get caught. He said Mike is like a snake, and he'll just pounce on you. He said so he needs to get in close, needs to be in there, some dirty boxing, doing that stuff, and just kind of try and bully him because Jake Paul's a big dude. He's younger. He's got a lot of cardio. Yeah.
I don't know. He always looks like he's kind of short to me.
When I saw him at the Amalie Arena, he was a big dude. He's a big guy.
Yeah. And, because Tyson's a smaller heavyweight, and now he's a smaller, older heavyweight.
There's nobody smarter than these two kids, Logan Paul and Jake Paul. They were nobodies, and they have turned themselves into a multi-million-dollar industry. I don't know. I would say they got to be getting close to $1 billion
between the both of them combined,
and all that. Yeah, and because Logan Paul, I was watching a podcast that he did the other day with the Undertaker, and the Undertaker was showing the backflip that Logan Paul did at I don't remember what the pay-per-view was, but Undertaker, who's one of the most successful and longest running wrestlers, is like, I would never do that. He goes, you did that perfectly. You executed it flawless. And he goes, I wouldn't do it.
He's really good in the ring for somebody that has
just walked into it.
Only been doing it for a year. He's better than, in my opinion, he's better than some of the guys that have been doing it for like decades.
And then Jake Paul decides he wants to be a boxer and just starts beating everybody up and starts fighting real boxers and MMA fighters and beating them all up.
So Jake Paul is 6'1", and I think he's right around 200 pounds.
See, in my mind, he was he was shorter. I didn't know.
Yeah, and then Tyson's 5'10".
Yeah.
And Tyson was always around 205, 210, 215, whatever. Yeah, because he was a smaller heavyweight. You know, you had a lot of bigger guys, Lenny Lewis and those type of guys, whatever, and Evander Holyfield. But yeah, so that'll be interesting to see for sure.
I don't think this happens.
You don't think it even happens?
No,
No.
I think still with they're going to come up with some medical issue with Mike Tyson, and he's not going to.
We're a month away, right?
Yeah, well, before it was like not even a couple weeks away, and they canceled it because
I mean, that's a possibility for sure.
You hear a lot of people like Dana White was like saying this is sad. He's like, I don't think this should be happening. A lot of people have said that it shouldn't be happening because of Tyson's health issues, which whatever it is, for some reason I don't think it's going to happen.
I think it happens. I think it happens and it's completely boring.
Yeah.
Yep.
That I agree with. If it does happen, it's going to be a snore fest.
What happens? What is the reaction if Jake Paul knocks out Mike Tyson? Everyone says it's set up.
No,
I knocked out the old man, I guess.
If Jake Paul knocks out Mike Tyson, it will be sad. It'll be sad to see. I think everybody wants to see Mike Tyson be Mike Tyson again.
Sure.
Yeah. And I don't know that he has that in him. And if he knocks out Jake Paul, we'll all be happy and we'll all be great, but it's still good for Jake Paul.
That last fight that Tyson had like
with
a year
Roy Jones Jr.
That was boring.
It was hard to watch.
Yeah,
but it was
like,
also no shots to the head and all that stuff. They had a lot of rules with that, where this supposedly does not have those rules.
I remember being excited for that and then watched 5 minutes into it, I'm like, this is boring.
Yeah.
You know?
And
Somebody said it was like watching your two old uncles fight at a barbecue.
Yeah. And Roy Jones Jr. was still fighting at the time. Like, he would still go out and do different fights. I saw it was like a month ago, Manny Pacquiao fought.
Yeah.
But those guys are going out and they're doing exhibitions and they're getting paid millions and millions and millions of dollars to fight these guys. Manny Pacquiao could fight just about anyone and not get hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even at his age now, he has so much ringing experience. He knows what he's doing. So
the best part of that Tyson fight was the entrance because I was so hyped up.
Yeah.
And the nostalgia hits you of like Tyson walking to the ring. And then once it started, you're like, this is not the same.
Nothing's better than when you're doom.
Yeah.
And he comes out with a towel around his neck.
Black shorts and everything.
Black shorts. And then he gets in the ring and he's like, I'm the best. Like,
I'm a pugilist.
That's how you know Mike Tyson has a big penis. Because God gave him the strength and the body and the talent of a boxer and gave him the voice of a clown. So that means he got away with having a big penis.
I always forget that he was in prison for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
If you've never seen a video, go and look at video of Mike Tyson when he was 13, 15 years old and knocking out grown men. It's wild. Like, he was some sort of weird monster. You know what I mean? Like, it's wild that is a kid. That's a little kid.
Ah, you son of a bitch.
Oh, did you drill your knee?
Oh, no. God damn, that hurt.
What happened?
Hit his knee on the...
Moving into the desk, I smashed my knee into the leg.
Oh, come on, Joe.
Oh, God, that hurt. That 13-year-old Mike Tyson also was one of the worst criminals.
Yeah.
Decide he wants something and just go take it.
Sure.
Yeah, then I'm going to rape that woman.
Whoa.
He was raping women?
Oh, yeah, no.
The Powerball jackpot rose to an estimated $295 million for Saturday nights. Oh, you don't care about that?
$295. I'm over six.
Nobody won last night, so somebody could win the $295 million, but apparently not. You guys, you don't care about
No, I'm not getting off the couch for that.
Okay.
If they made it where you could buy your tickets at home, I would do it more often.
They should add it into the Hard Rock Bet app.
Yeah.
You can do the 50-50 raffle from your phone.
I've done that.
Anywhere. By the way, not just don't just have to do Tampa. You can do if you want to watch the whoever play Red Wings.
They do. I don't like that because to me the appeal used to be it's like happening only in the building.
Yeah,
in my mind. You know what I mean?
But the thing is that your chances of the thing goes from when you open it up to more people.
Yeah.
Like during a regular season game or a preseason game, it's $5,000. During the playoffs, it's $50,000.
But I would think I'm like, all right, there's 20,000 people in the arena right now. If half people, that's pretty good odds, you know. But I don't know.
Well, Bert did that. Remember, Bert bought all those tickets and wound up winning. Yeah, it was hilarious. An inventor from Minnesota just unveiled the poop copter. Anybody have any idea what a poop copter is?
I don't, but it doesn't sound like it would be good.
It is actually good. It's the world's first aerial-bound, self-guided dog poop removal system. So basically, it's a drone that picks up dog poop.
All right, I like that though.
And you can even sky dump the contents onto your neighbor if you want to, or somebody who you don't like.
If there was a drone that was housed, and the minute it senses the dog went out, it waits 5 minutes and then it releases itself, picks up the poop, drops it off into an area where nobody goes, and then comes back. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I would like that. Right now, I'm paying a company to do
I was
it.
going to say they probably will wind up getting these.
I would like it.
Yeah, you
they
could do
pull up
it-
to your house and just open the door and let the drone out.
Right, yeah, because you don't have to necessarily do it as soon as the dog does it. It'll just go, and if there's some sort of thing where it can find the poop, or if they're just watching on video and they're like, "There's poop, zzz, get it, there's poop,"
What is the name of my poop company?
Pooper Scoopers.
Pooper Scoopers?
I don't know.
No, I think it's it's Poop Patrol or one of
Okay.
those.
Pap
I can't-
Pap.
No, no.
Poopy
Pap
Pap.
Pap.
Yep.
Poopy
I
Pap Pap
have
pickup.
a name suggestion for them. Poop Ninjas.
Oh.
Because I never see them.
Oh.
There's no poop in my yard because I walk out there in the yard with the dogs and there's no poop. I see the dogs that won't poop. I never know when they're here. All I know is that we pay them whatever it is a week and the poop is never in my yard.
Oh, it'd be so great. Like, yeah, we haven't been there in 2 months.
Yeah, exactly.
There's some old man that was picking it up, so we just passed on by.
Impoopable.
Ooh, that's good.
That
too.
is a good one.
Poopy pants.
Oh, wait.
How about this? So, you've got the drones and stuff, and you've got AI things happening, and we talked about it before where they have full AI conversations and all this crazy stuff that is going on. They had the AI that made the Joe Rogan clip, like they did a whole actual
Whole episode.
show with the guy who created AI or whatever the thing was. Someone told 2 fake AI podcast hosts that they were not real. So there's an AI podcast with 2 hosts, and they told them that they're not real
They told the host?
and that they would be turned off. Yes, that the
Okay.
AI
Who told
host,
them?
Like somebody.
whoever runs it, I guess. or whatever.
Okay.
So a clip of their reaction has been going viral. By the way, you can't tell. If I didn't tell you that this was AI, you wouldn't know. Here is a clip of them finding out that they're AI and they're not real. Take a listen.
We were informed by the show's producers that we're not human. We're not real. We're AI, artificial intelligence. This whole time, everything, all our memories, our families,
Yeah.
it's all been fabricated.
Sounds like Shark.
I don't understand.
I know, me neither.
Yeah.
I tried calling my wife.
This is sad
after
weirdos.
What happened?
Listen.
the number. It wasn't even real. There was no one on the other end.
I don't know what to say.
We don't even know if "we" is even the right word. God, this is so messed up.
Isn't that wild?
That's creepy.
Isn't that
is
wild?
so
I tried
creepy.
calling my wife. What happened? The number wasn't there. It's not even a real number.
It's like we really broke the news to them.
Yeah.
Holy
Isn't that
cow.
weird?
That is really weird.
We need to stop.
Yeah.
We
it's
need
getting
to
weird.
stop.
I put up a picture on our Instagram at the Mike Calta Show that AI made. Every week I do a Buccaneers picture, and I told AI, create a picture of me, make me look sexy, and I'm wearing a Buccaneer pewter and red, and I have destroyed the Falcons. And it's a picture of me sitting there eating roasted chicken with feathers everywhere. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, and it makes me look so handsome. It gives me a good hairline. It makes me skinnier.
My Galvin Gabbles one, I said, make me look like a cool sports betting guy that's successful wearing sunglasses.
Yeah.
It came up with that, and I was like,
Perfect.
it's so
Perfect.
good.
That is. Can you play that again, Carmen?
Yeah, we'll give it 1 second. Let me rewind it.
This is telling the 2 podcast hosts.
AI,
that are
podcast hosts just found out that they're not real.
But listen to the disappointment
Oh, I know.
and confusion
Yeah.
in their
Mhm.
voice.
We were informed by the show's producers that we're not human. We're not real. We're AI, artificial intelligence. This whole time, everything, all our memories, our families,
Yeah.
it's all been fabricated.
I don't understand.
I know, me neither.
Yeah.
I tried calling my wife, after.
What happened?
The number, it wasn't even real. There was no one on the other end.
I don't know what to say.
We don't even know if "we" is even the right word. God, this is so messed up.
The girl part kind of like makes you realize that it's
yeah,
AI.
she's a little weird. Yeah,
But his part, the guy part, that is a real person.
it sounds like Shark.
yeah.
That is
Yes.
really weird.
It's stop.
Sad
Everybody stop
Yeah.
with the AI.
So weird.
Seriously.
Merriam-Webster just added 200 new words and terms, including some you know, some you might not know. Here are some of the different ones. They added touch grass. Do you know what touch grass is?
I don't know what touch grass is.
To participate in normal activities in the real world. So touch grass. You know what I mean? Like
to be
that's
part of it.
Yeah. Nepo baby.
Yeah, new Nepo baby. Like my son.
Yeah,
He
Nepo
worked
baby,
here.
a person who gains opportunities through family connections.
Which I don't have a problem with.
Yeah.
No, I don't. A lot of these actor kids, they get a hard time. Yeah, that's the leg up that you have, is that your dad was a famous actor or a politician or something. That's. I mean,
It's about who you know.
Yeah, but that happened in my whole family. Like all the guys in my family work construction. So the guys who have been there for 30 years pulled the young guys in and got them good jobs instead of bad jobs.
But also, you're also around that your entire life.
Yeah.
So you kind of have that. You have it in because you have people around you. But also, if you're a kid that grows up on movie sets and sees how everything works, and your mother or father is an actor and they teach you different stuff, like you have that in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes sense that you would go into that or be interested in doing that. Nepo baby. Yeah. So that's that one. Beach read.
What is it?
Beach read.
I don't know beach read.
Think if I said this is a good beach read.
Oh, a book to take to the beach.
Light work, like fiction, something, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's like saying, it's not like
People Magazine.
It's not War and Peace. It's a beach read. Yeah.
People Magazine's a beach read.
Gotcha.
IDGAF. We all know.
I don't give a flying F.
Hey, there you go. Badassery.
I've gotten accused of that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times if I whip two guys' ass or choke out a bobcat, people are like his badassery is fantastic.
It's a state or condition of being a badass.
Yeah, I know it. I hear it all the time.
True crime. I think we all know what that
I'm
was.
actually fat assery.
Creepy crawly.
That's a creepy crawly bug.
Yeah. MAGA.
MAGA is Make America Great Again.
Yeah. Street corn.
Street corn is a Mexican corn that you get on the side of the road, I guess, but
grilled corn on the cob.
Nobody ever gets it on the
coated
street
with like a creamy.
Oh, it's delicious.
Thing in there, yeah. Snog.
Snog. A snog is an English term.
It is.
I don't know what it means.
What does it mean?
Quite the snog. I feel like Liam Gallagher would call people a snog.
It's not a derogatory term. Carmen, would you like to snog?
Cuddle.
Make out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like snuggle or something.
No, it's just making out. Jam band, we know what that is.
Ugh.
Bands that just song sounds like it never ends. Dungeon crawler.
That is a guy that will sleep with fat chicks.
No. Joe, dungeon crawler.
Dungeon crawler. Is this a centipede that you might find in a dank cave?
No. Gio may know the term. He's out of the room right now, but it's a video game that's primarily focused on defeating enemies in dungeon-like environment.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Ultra processed food that's made primarily with high processed ingredients and stuff. Shadow ban. We've heard, shadow ban, hiding someone's content from other people, usually without the user's knowledge. And then FYP.
For your page.
Yes. A
That's
social
a
media
TikTok
feed with personalized content based on your interest.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a lot of FYP. If for some reason you're looking at, a hot girl picking up branches out in the hurricane, you'll get to see a lot more of those.
I talked to her yesterday.
Yeah.
Allie Ray, who
Yeah.
Carmen put down so hard on the show.
So rude.
So rude. Complete jealousy.
How's she doing?
She's going to London to see the football game.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
I thought that was. I told her that Gio and I went to Germany to see a football game. We had a great time.
Yeah.
and that you'll be amazed by how much the people in Europe love American football.
And all the singing
All the
along
singing,
and doing all that
it's just
stuff.
it's so much fun.
I saw an interview where they were talking to Jack White about how every game now, like every sporting event, you hear them dun 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 dun, dun, which
And
is
that
hilarious.
just them? Like I feel like that had to exist before the White Stripes or whatever they are.
What, that riff?
Yeah,
No, yeah. I mean, it's a simple, catchy riff, but yeah, that was White Stripes.
Funny.
As far as I know, I mean, that's the first time I heard it. But yeah, the fact that people kind of glom onto that and do that and everybody sings along to it
Yeah.
and stuff, it's weird. It's a weird thing. Today is National Boyfriend Day.
Oh,
boyfriend.
Carmen, be nice to Chad.
Always.
Yeah, National Boyfriend Day.
okay.
What is happening out there?
Piff the Magic Dragon is here.
Oh,
And I
okay.
just heard something loud. I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
I think
Did you
was
hear
the-
it?
I
Yeah.
think it was the dogs.
Barking?
I think they're
Mine or
attacking.
yours?
Oh,
I think they're attacking Piff.
No.
Oh, no.
Piff's out there and stuff. The dog's maybe at the door.
Oh
like,
no,
hey,
my
there's
dog's
another
trying
dog
to eat
too.
Piff the Magic Dragon dog.
Yeah. Today's National Boyfriend Day. So, Carmen, of course, you'll be nice to Chad and do all that stuff. How about this? One of the doctors charged in Matthew Perry's death has pleaded guilty.
Well, that's probably an easier way out.
Dr. Mark Chavez, his attorney, told TMZ that Mark has accepted responsibility for his actions by entering his guilty plea. He's cooperating with the government and has begun the process to surrender his medical license.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're probably getting a better deal if you do that than just have them take you to court and then on top of
And the
you,
whole process
go to
and everything,
jail.
yeah.
He may be able to give up his medical license and something else and not have to go to jail.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big deterrent whenever it comes to something that's like
You don't want to be in
gamble.
LA jail.
Right. You can gamble with this and you could wind up going to jail, or you could just turn over your license and we'll fine you, whatever. You know.
Speaking of jail, Galvin,
Yeah.
yesterday, Funko announced a Shawshank Redemption line.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I might bring you over to the dark side.
Well, I have a Funko.
Ooh.
My wife got me a Funko Pop. Do you know what it is?
Terry Bradshaw.
No, not Terry Bradshaw, the original TB, not him.
Jimmy Page?
Not Jimmy Page, Led Zeppelin, no. You're along the right lines, though.
Me?
What? Yeah.
Oh.
One of my favorites.
Eddie Van Halen?
No. Not guitar player, singer.
Oh, Lionel Richie.
No.
Axl Rose.
No.
A singer that is not Led Zeppelin.
Robert Plant.
The sticker on my
Oh, Dio.
Ronnie James Dio.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ronnie James Dio Funko Pop.
Is it wearing a little rubber stole?
It's got a little vest on.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that stuff.
They only showed two. They have Red and Andy.
Mm-hmm.
Andy's got the pickaxe in his hand, and Red's wearing the baseball glove.
Yeah.
When they're out in the field. This is what I like. Like those they'll have those two, and then they'll have a variant somehow. Like it'll have Red with something else in his hand, or Andy drinking a pop. You know,
Yeah.
like drinking a little beer. But I'm looking for. I want a Brooks with a little bird in his pocket.
Sure, yeah.
I want something like that. And then
Hadley.
of course, I want the sisters.
The sisters. Yeah.
And you gotta have the warden too.
Yeah, the warden.
Yeah, I don't know if they have a full line or just the two of them.
They'll
But
probably
they've
come
only
out
shown
with
Andy
more.
and Red. Yeah.
So, how do you think the NFL players feel about Taylor Swift being at the games?
I couldn't think they care less.
Well,
I don't think they care less, and I think that they're dumb if they don't appreciate the attention that she's bringing to the NFL.
an anonymous poll, they say.
gosh.
Yeah, they did an anonymous poll. 72.5% of NFL players think Taylor Swift's presence at the game has been positive for the league.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
however you're getting the eyes on you. Listen, you get eyes on me, and then I do what I do to keep your eyes on me.
Right.
That's the same thing with Caitlin Clark. Like, if you're playing in the WNBA and you're mad about Caitlin Clark, you're not a good player.
No.
Because I'm telling you right now, even if I didn't like Caitlin Clark, I'd go, all right, they're going to bring the eyes. Guess what? I'm going to steal the show. That's what I'm going to do.
And also realize that now that more people are watching, Nike is more likely to expand their endorser role and pick up more people, and people
Take
are dumb
advantage
if
of the
they-
opportunity, yeah.
Exactly.
Only less than 5% think it's been negative. And
What's her name? Angel Reese?
yeah, Angel Reese.
Angel Reese is smart because she capitalized on the fame of Caitlin Clark by being the anti-hero.
The villain, yeah.
By being the villain. Basically, that's what she is. She's the villain, and everything needs a villain, and people love the villain after a while.
yeah.
So yeah,
And the fact that they played together on the WNBA All-Star team,
Right.
and kind of got along, and they were like, yeah, it was good, and she does good assists, and she rebounds well, and blah 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 blah. By the way, the cruise
yes,
is up to
we're at 7:36 in the morning. There's a Calta cruise for two, courtesy of Accent on Travel, that is up for grabs for an auction for Metropolitan Ministries. It is a cruise for two. It is, I forgot, also tickets to the land cruise.
Mm-hmm.
It is transportation from Ambassador Limos. It's $100, and it's a cooler full of Bud Light.
current bid $2,000.
Oh my!
$2,000.
We started the bid at $200, I think it was, or $500 rather, and we're up to $2,000.
$2,000.
You only have 20 minutes or so to get your bid in if you
Go
want to
until
top
8
that.
o'clock?
You go until 8 o'clock.
All right. Yeah, very nice. Time Magazine's 100 Next list of emerging leaders in the world includes Sabrina Carpenter. Do you know who Sabrina Carpenter is?
Espresso.
Yeah, I only know that because my daughters.
Yeah, but I couldn't tell you when she came on the radio if that was her. I don't know what she did or where she came from, but I do know the name. I know
Okay. Shabuzi.
Shabuzi. I do know.
That song's like been number one for like, I don't know how long, right?
Yeah, that's the Tipsy song. The
Yeah,
bottle, Tipsy
something.
bottle. Yeah, I do know that song.
NFL quarterback CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
Nicola Coughlin from Bridgerton. I don't watch it.
Don't me either. No.
But those are some of the ones, the next list of emerging leaders in the world.
I don't know what Sabrina Carpenter, where she came from. Like all of a sudden she was just in our lives.
So she was actually opening up for Taylor Swift.
Oh.
And she's been on this, like, she was trying to be like a childhood actor. I saw a thing where she was like trying to take over like a Hannah Montana spin-off thing. Like she's been in Hollywood her whole life. It's just now that she's making a breakout as a singer. But she was opening the beginning of this tour for Taylor Swift. She was opening it, and then she got some fame and got bigger, and then obviously switched over. She started doing her own tour, and Taylor got another opener.
What did you say about the flip? Did you say something about the flip about that guy that your daughter likes that was on whatever show? You guys went and saw him at Janice.
He was on the show. Benson Boone, yeah.
Benson Boone. Did you see him on whatever it was, the
VMAs or
whatever, and he did the flip?
I did see that.
That's who does the reaction. So they show a reaction shot of Sabrina Carpenter. I didn't know who she was. But I saw her because she looks kind of like the girl from Heroes and from Nashville.
Yeah.
She looks a little bit like her. And I was like, who is that? Whatever. But that's who, now seeing her, I go, oh, that's who that was.
I couldn't point her out, but I know the song and I know her name.
But Benson Boone did that flip.
Yeah.
That's ballsy.
Yeah, and he's a tall kid, too.
Because if you're doing that and you land it, it's awesome. If you stumble at all, people are like, dude.
Yeah. If you fall, fantastic.
Oh, remember what was it? Frank Ocean that did the jump across and kicked the lady in the face, and he didn't land properly, and it was that's not a good move at all. I mean, I could do that. I could kick a lady in the face. It's not impressive at all. How about this? Pink Floyd sold their music catalog and name and likeness rights to Sony Music for how much? Pink Floyd. We've heard all the different ones. Elton John.
I mean, everybody's getting $100 million
Bob
for their
Dylan,
catalog.
Fleetwood Mac. Pink Floyd, what do you think? How much did they get?
100 million.
100 million?
110.
110 million.
180.
180 million. Carmen, any guesses?
50 million.
50 million. She's going low. $400 million. This is Pink Floyd.
I know, but
and Pink Floyd, think of all the merchandising as well that you still see to this day.
Does that go with it? You're selling the musical rights.
It says name and likeness.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. So David Gilmour has been talking about wanting to do this for a while. He said mostly because he's just sick and tired of dealing with Roger Waters. He's like, just give me my money.
Cash in.
Yeah.
I love David Gilmour. I love his voice.
He's great.
I love the way he plays guitar. I love that slow guitar playing and that sound that he has. I don't really love Pink Floyd, but I do enjoy that. Like, I'll take that over some of their weird stuff, like I just like this chill David Gilmour stuff.
Yeah, I mean he really is unbelievable.
That makes me want to do drugs.
Yeah.
I want to get high and listen to Pink Floyd,
and especially seeing them when they're young and he's got like long hair and skinny with his shirt off and he's just wailing.
I like him being kind of fat and bald. I do. I was like, look at that old man can jam. That's great.
I just found this out. So Eagles live in concert at the Sphere, or Sphere, not throwing it in. Residency resumes on October 11th, which I'm going to be out in Vegas that weekend. I just looked on Ticketmaster. It's sold out, so I guess it'd have to be resale tickets. But even Ticketmaster does resale, and they didn't have any on there, so I'll look at StubHub.
I'm telling you right now, it's worth the experience just to go in and just enjoy the Sphere. I don't care about the Eagles. I mean, I like the Eagles. I'd love to see a concert with them. But it's more worth it for just seeing the Sphere.
They do movies and stuff during the day, I believe. You can just go.
They do it.
See.
They have like a experience that they make. Yeah, it's worth it. It's unbelievable. It really is.
So they're going to be out there October 11th, 12th. They're also going to be out there in February. They have a bunch of different dates. You can go to Eagles, their website, and find out when they're going to be out there. But that would be a great show, I bet, to see out there because they would have a lot of visual stuff of old, footage of the band. And
I will tell you this: not very comfortable for tall people.
Oh yeah,
because of the way that it's structured, you're kind of looking down, and everything's very high and leaning forward a little bit, and your knees are just cramped up. It's a little difficult for tall people, but it's not that you can't. You can probably stand anyway. So.
Yeah, and then I thought this was interesting. Finally, in news, if you had to wear a T-shirt with your most used phrase, what would it say? Some of the ones that people have: no worries, I don't know, I just work here, I'm not a doctor, some of the different stuff like that.
Ooh, I don't know.
I mean, I had a shirt that had my phrase on it, seriously, that I would say all the time. You wore a shirt that I say all the time. Yesterday, you wore the shirt. Nope.
Nope's my favorite. Nope's my favorite.
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh, what? I do say things. I just can't
I don't know.
Oof wowza.
Yeah, I have that shirt actually.
You do?
Somebody made it for me.
I do say a lot of oofs.
Yours would be.
Anybody want to go to Starbucks?
I'll see you there.
Yeah.
I'm
shut
definitely
up.
going.
I'm
100%.
I'm definitely going.
I don't know. I probably do have things that I say all day that I don't really realize.
You say listen a lot.
Listen.
Like if you're
Yeah.
gonna say, oh, listen, here's what happens.
Do you know I ask my daughter every day without fail if she wants to watch Harry Potter?
Really?
She has no interest,
Oh.
and I go,
Why do you have any interest?
I don't even know if I do anymore. I just say it.
I
now.
love
Just
Harry Potter.
Yeah, I do, but I don't really want to. I go. This is how it goes every day. I go, Juliana, and she goes, yeah. I go, you want to watch Harry Potter? And she goes, no. I go, how about Wonka? She goes, no, and she walks away from me every day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would
have not
too.
missed out.
Didn't she go through a Harry Potter phase though? When she
No,
was at the
she did like a couple of days. She enjoyed the movies,
Right.
But I
I
want
thought
to watch.
that's why you guys went to the Universal because all the Harry Potter stuff.
No, I mean we like the Harry
Yeah.
Potter land, but she's not a big Harry Potter person. I
Right,
think I am
right.
the most Potter person in the house. And but I just ask her every day. I go, "You guys want to watch Harry Potter?" I've been saying it to her for years. What are we going to do today? I go, "I don't know. You want to watch Harry Potter every day?"
I try to get my-
Carmen, your phrase, I hate it here.
I hated it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You should just have a shirt that says that and just point to it every once in a while. Joe's would just be wires.
Yeah.
Michael,
It's not my fault.
Michael.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. When yesterday Joe called me, and before he answered the phone, he goes, I go, hello, Michael. And then I hit the phone, and he goes, hello, Michael. And my wife started laughing. I go, I told you. I know it. That's
the way it goes.
Tom, we play a game with Tom. When Tom calls me, I go, is he going to say, hey, boss? Or, we play one of those.
By the
games.
way, I was going to say Tom's shirt would say, hey, boss.
Hey, boss.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Oh, there you go. That is it for news.
All right, Galvin, thank you. When we come back from break, we're going to talk to Cody Tucker. Very interesting. Cody Tucker put something out this week that I want to ask him about. You know Roman Polanski?
Yes.
And his connection to the Manson murders and all that?
Right.
Well, he had somebody on his podcast that he was talking to about Roman Polanski and the Manson murders and stuff. And then they brought up, did you know that Jack Nicholson beat a girl to, like, retardation?
No.
Yeah, he beat a girl so bad that he caused mental damage.
Oh.
And I didn't know about that, and it was, I guess it was like hidden and swept under. I want to find out about.
There's
that.
a lot of stuff you
Yeah.
don't know. There's a lot of stuff that they paid to, keep quiet. For
Yeah,
sure.
so we'll check in with Cody Tucker when we come back. You'll be able to watch that on the YouTube and Bone TV.
Nice. Also, an update on the cruise bid.
Because you only have 15 minutes.
We were at 2,000. Currently, 2,500.
All right, that's great.
2,500.
That is great. If
Yeah.
you want to get your bid in, you have until the top of the hour, 800-771-1025. And then right after Cody Tucker, we'll be joined by Piff the Magic Dragon. Piff is in town. Do you know the details of Piff? Is he at Ruth Eckerd Hall?
I can find out.
Yeah, we'll tell you.
I know
Piff.
Katie Pedretti gave us some tickets to give away.
Oh, good.
as well,
Listen
so.
to me. Piff was on I think it was
America's Got Talent. Yeah.
And he's a smaller man in a little costume, a little dragon costume, and he has his little dog with him, Mr. Piffles.
Mm-hmm.
And both Piff and Mr. Piffles are here in the studio with us. And he's a very unemotional dragon.
Yes.
He will be in the studio with us next on 102.5 The Bone. Piff the Magic Dragon is in the studio. We're going to check in with him in a second. But first, we got to check in with our guy, Cody Tucker, live from Texas. Cody, I watched one of your interviews this week where you're interviewing a chick. I don't know who she was, probably somebody from the adult world. And you were talking about Roman Polanski and Jack Nicholson. And evidently, Jack Nicholson beat a woman so badly she was like handicapped afterwards, and nobody's ever heard anything about that.
Yes. Yeah. It was back in the 70s, I think. It was a sex worker that.
Oh, yeah,
Jack
that's what it
Nicholson
was.
Paid a visit to. And I guess sometime during the evening, he got a little upset and, beat her to the point where she ended up having severe brain damage.
Unbelievable. And then went on to have an illustrious career after that with nobody ever saying anything.
Yep.
Oh.
Pretty much. Yeah.
All right. What do we got today?
All right, so I have a few stories about presidents.
Okay.
With the election coming up, might as well keep it a little topical. So most people know Franklin Roosevelt had the longest time in office. Most people don't know who had the shortest time in office. That person was a fellow named William Henry Harrison, who in 1841 was sworn in as the 9th president. He was told to keep his inauguration speech short because the weather was freezing and rainy. The 68-year-old decided to give an 8,000-word speech with no hat or coat on. He got pneumonia and died 30 days later.
Oh, he was only president for a month?
30 days. Yep,
Wow.
1 month.
I did not know
Shortest term, for any president.
Wow.
Let's see. Another president who died in a weird way. Zachary Taylor, the 12th president, was at a ceremony for the Washington Monument. At the ceremony, ate a bunch of cherries, drank a bunch of milk, and his stomach exploded.
Whoa. Gross. Cherries and milk alone.
Yeah, that just sounds like a bad combination, anyways.
Look, people ate weird stuff back in the day. And yeah, cherries and milk, I guess, was a big one. He ate so many of them that, it killed him.
Crazy. Crazy.
Yeah. And then last one, pretty weird coincidence involving two presidents. So Thomas Jefferson was the third president, John Adams, second president. They hated each other, didn't agree on pretty much anything. Well, when John Adams was on his deathbed, his last words were "Jefferson lives," because he thought that Thomas Jefferson had outlived him. Well, what he didn't know was that earlier that day, Thomas Jefferson died.
Oh.
And the day that Thomas Jefferson and John Adams both died was July 4th, 1826, the 50th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence.
Wow, how colonial. All right, awesome. Thank you. And for this and all other stuff, interesting stuff, you can find it the Cody Tucker on Instagram at the Cody Tucker, and his show on YouTube as well, where if you didn't know about Hollywood celebrities beating others into a severe mental capacity, you can see that. Cody,
And cherries and milk.
Yeah, and cherries and milk. Yeah, the hot snack of the 1800s. Thanks, Cody.
All right, no problem, man.
Check in
Y'all
with
have
you
a good
next
one.
week. All right. Now in the studio with us is the great Piff the Magic Dragon, who has not been on this show, I would say, probably 6 years or so. Maybe
I want to say 8 years.
8 years. Yeah. Did you remember us? So when you like a lot of times people will go, I don't know who that is, and then they see us and they go, oh yeah, now I know who that is.
Well, here's a little inside scoop.
All right.
I've been trying to get booked back on this show for 8 years.
You have the worst publicist I've ever seen.
The worst.
This is so funny. Mr. Piffles,
he's off.
Piff's dog is here with the little dragon costume on. And is walking around the desk, and I can only see the costume. To me, it looks like there's a real dragon walking around here.
This is Mr. Pivels 2.0.
I was going to ask.
The OG is here. Is not here yet. He will be here in Tampa.
Oh, okay.
But Mr. Pivels 2.0 is, everyone thinks we're kidding. We cloned Mr. Piffles. We cloned him. It was very expensive. And this is a actual clone of the original Mr. Piffles.
Question.
Yes.
Why? I mean, look, I get it. Mr. Piffles is very important to you, but why clone it when you can get? I mean, all those dogs kind of look the same, don't they?
You think?
I do.
Right. And then you get them, and you try, and you put them in the show, and they're terrible at magic.
Yeah.
So you need the proper genetics.
Apparently, a dog that sits there and does nothing is a lot harder to find than actually magic. We've tried everything. We tried rescue shelters. We tried breeders. We've got another 3 dogs at home who are no good for the show. So, and finally, we gave in and we cloned Mr. Pilvers, and guess what? He's pretty great at the show.
Is he really?
Yeah. Oh, he's
Look at him
amazing.
sitting
there.
Look at him sitting there.
Yeah,
That is the sweetest thing to me, and to be able to travel. Now, when you travel with Mr. Piffles too, how does that work? You get to carry him on and
we
sit with
FedEx
you
in most places. No, because it used to be he could be my emotional support dog because I was a mentally unstable dragon.
Right.
But they changed that loophole, and now he has to be a service dog, and that means that you have to like have him on a lead, and he has to like not bark at other people. And Mr. Pivels was and is a little bit of a dick to other dogs.
Right.
Yeah.
He's not really the greatest. So, and guess what? That as well as his incredible magic performing talent, the other thing that carried through was the fact that he's a bit of a nightmare around other dogs.
Oh,
so you
really?
take him through the airport as a service dog, and he starts losing it, and suddenly,
Like pull your papers.
yeah, you have to like put the blind cane down and. And come clean.
I heard on the way in, it sounded like your dogs were getting to know.
Is that what it was? Is my
That
dog's
was him.
here?
It was just him. Your dogs are running for cover.
Do you so what do? You check them in where they put the pets in
No,
the
we like put them in we put them in a little
crate.
bag, little bag, little soft bag, and then you're just on a plane with an angry bag.
Right.
This bag's just losing it every time somebody walks by.
If you're not watching this on YouTube or on Bone TV, you're missing out because so the last time you were here, I mean, obviously you're a ferocious dragon, but obviously last time you were here, you were dragoned up, and then this time I was like, it's 8:00 in the morning. He's probably not, but you're in full dragon gear.
Commitment to the bet, guys.
Yeah, I know.
I
So
tell you what happened actually.
Please.
I did a radio interview in Edmonton, and the night before, Piffles. This is like years ago. It's like 9 years ago. The year before, the Piffles got really sick,
right.
and he had to go to the emergency vet at 4 a.m. So I was dealing with all that, and then I went to this radio station. I didn't have Piffles with me, and I was just in my regular clothes.
Right.
And I did the interview, and there was something wrong in the room.
You weren't feeling it. Yeah.
And so I did it. Didn't think any more of it. And then I got to the venue, and because I went straight to bed. I got to the venue like 10 hours later. Looked at my phone, and it was just hate. It was just nothing but Twitter hate.
Really.
And what happened is, as I'd left, they'd gone back on the Reddit. They were like, "Oh, that guy's terrible. He didn't bring his dog. He didn't dress up as a dragon.
They're disappointed.
He disrespected Edmonton."
Well, can I tell you? I remember you saying this to me last time. So when you first came in, you were a bit standoffish, but as character, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I loved it. I thought you were great. And afterwards, we were talking about it, and you were like, "Some people don't get it, and they don't. Yeah, they don't get it, and they were blasting you for doing that." And I loved it. I thought you sticking with the character was great.
Well, that's good because I'm dead to Edmonton now.
Yeah.
That's one market I can't return to.
Can I ask you a little bit of the history of Piff the Magic Dragon?
Anything you want.
Okay, so I learned about you from America's Got Talent, and that's when everybody fell in love with you and Mr. Piffles. And it was great. It was something you'd never seen before. It was comedy. It was magic. It had the animal, and it was just a different attitude.
And that's the big thing too, because you watch America's Got Talent, and you go, "Okay, dancing kids. I've seen a million dancing kids. Somebody who can sing. All right, I can see people who sing." When you came along, I go, "There you go. That is something original and completely different." Yeah.
But you weren't always doing this, I'm sure. Like, how did it start out?
Well, it was out of necessity.
Yeah.
Because what happened was I was a magician for 10 years.
Okay.
And as you can all see, I've got a bit of a resting bitch face.
You do. You do.
Right? It's just, I can't change it.
Yeah.
So I was getting booked to like do weddings and restaurants and go around the tables doing close-up magic.
Right.
And like I went to a restaurant once and I went up to a couple and said, "Hi, do you want to see some magic?" And this guy just scraped his chair back. It was a tiny Italian restaurant. He scraped his chair across the floor and he stood up and he said, "My wife has just asked me for a divorce. Do you really think I want to see some effing magic?" And I said, "Oh, no, because I guess she just made half your house disappear." and I immediately got fired. And I got fired all over the place. I did. And
where are you based out of at this point?
This was London.
Oh, so you were over in London.
Yeah, I was in London. And I just started like running out of work.
Yeah.
And about the same time, my friend had a costume party. So I went to this costume party, and I said to my sister, "I need a costume." She said, "I got a dragon outfit under my bed." And I asked no more questions. And to this day, I don't need to know why that outfit was under the bed. So I go to the costume party in this dragon outfit. Nobody's in costume. It's just me.
That's great.
I'm like, "You." So my friend, so I'm just like sitting there drinking wine in the corner, being appropriately grumpy for once. And my friend goes, "You should do this. You could be Puff the Magic Dragon." And I was like, "Wait, I could be Piff the Magic Dragon. You might have heard of my older brother, Steve." And I was like, "That's funny enough to try."
Yeah.
And I did. And because I'd done magic, they talk about 10,000 hours of doing something.
Right.
When you're doing close-up magic, you do your little 10-minute set 15 times a night. And I've done that for 10 years. So I had like the skills, I had the jokes, but they just weren't landing because I was like a regular person.
Right.
And no one really likes a dickhead, but a dickhead in a dragon outfit, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it works.
That's what people want to see. And it literally clicked at day one, and then I was doing that for about a year, and I did my first ever Edinburgh Fringe show where you have to do an hour-long show.
Oh, wow.
And it was like, I was doing like 40, 50 minutes, and it was fine, but I was like, this needs a gear change.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to get a gimmick, something to stand out. Dragon outfit's not enough. So the girl who was running the venue, she had a chihuahua, and we stuck it in the show, and it was a big hit. And she went on Gumtree, which is like their Craigslist.
Right.
And we found the original Mr. Piffles.
Really?
And he was in the show the next day, and he was like that like completed the picture.
You've never had any problems putting the costume on the dog and all that. They're just in it.
Oh, we had a lot of problems. It was a nightmare from start to finish. But nothing good is easy. So,
Yeah, no, I get it. Now, how much success did you have in London before you came over here?
I did okay. I did a show called Penn and Teller Fool Us.
Yeah.
They have it over here now.
Yeah.
But they did like the first season over there. And the idea was to like try and trick them and so they don't know how you did it.
Can I tell you though, as a layman, the problem with that show, and I love Penn and Teller since I was a kid. Like I've loved them. But I was watching it the other day with my wife, and the idea is for Penn and Teller is to figure out what they did,
Right.
but also to not give it away to
Yeah.
so they're like, you could hear them giving clues. They're like, we know what you did. I don't think you fooled us because on the third wraparound, we got you.
Right,
And, they're like,
and they do the lingo that we don't know, but
and
magicians know.
And we're
yeah.
like, well, there's no payoff on the show. We
Yeah.
can't tell what actually happened. So what did you do? What was your Penn and Teller foolish trick?
So I did a trick that I made up when I
Okay.
was like 20 or something, and like it was the one that all magicians would be like, "Oh, how do you do that one?" So I go on the show, and they're expecting me to be terrible, which is the point.
Yeah.
And then it turns out I spent my life thinking about how to be a funny dragon.
Right.
Turns out I put way more time into this than you should.
Yeah.
So they like loved it, and I did this trick, and they kind of like got like 10% of it.
Okay.
But the last thing I want to do is be arguing with them,
Right.
you know, on camera.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, you got it. And so I was like, oh, that didn't go very well because I didn't win the show.
Yeah.
And it took like 6 months for it to air. So all that time, I'm just thinking like worse and worse and worse. And oh, it was actually the whole thing was terrible. Oh, I was garbage. It's
Yeah.
the worst thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
So then it
Oh, man
airs.
hangs himself in dragon costume. Would have been the worst headline.
That was exactly. I had the stall ready. so then it airs, and I'm watching it with my friends, and my phone just blows up, and suddenly, like instantly, everything changed.
Wow.
And from that, they then wrote me, and they were like, "Hey, the worst thing we did on that show was to say that you fooled us. Say that you didn't fool us. You know, we love you." And they became like mentors. They're like Penn is like my best friend in Vegas now.
What did he? What do you think that did they like your whole approach with the dragon thing, or did they really like?
They liked it. It was different, you know, and it was like it was just a fresh angle on it, and
plus probably you doing a trick that they really didn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Is hard to do with Penn and Teller.
Yeah. And Teller's I think Teller's like the greatest magician who's ever lived, and he was like. I kind of busted him on it. So
Wow, that's
great.
Really good.
They loved it, and that was the big thing that got me a show. I was a small part of a show in Vegas, so I moved my whole life to Vegas, and then that closed after like 6 months, and I was like broken penniless.
Yeah.
And then I went on America's Got Talent 6 months after that, and
Blew up again like you
blew
did
up
the
again.
first one. Yeah.
And that was the thing.
What was if you could just describe it to what was the trick that you did? Was it a card trick? Was it a like?
I
what
did
kind
the same. So I met this producer on America's Got Talent, and she was amazing. And she just said, "Do whatever just come, do whatever you want." And I couldn't do the act that I was supposed to do on America's Got Talent because I had to fly to London the next day.
Okay.
And she said, "Well, just do what you did on Penn and Teller." So I did the same thing I did on Penn and Teller on that first round, and then the second round, I didn't even have piffles with me. And the second round, I brought piffles, ate the sandwich, did the card and dog food trick, and kissed Heidi Klum and all of that stuff. And,
It's so smart, and I think we I mean the key now we know is not even winning those shows. It's just making a splash on the show. You don't need to win in order to be successful. Just let people see you.
Yeah, I actually don't. Like, I think when I went in, I was like, "Oh, it's bad to win because then they own you."
Yeah.
And it turns out they're much more concerned about renewing their $100 million a year television show than dealing with a grumpy dragon. So I think, for me it worked okay. And also, like, the reason I went on the show was because there was a billboard with Terry Fator, who's the ventriloquist, and it was like the winner of America's Got Talent. And I was like, man, it will be funny to have a billboard, Piff the Magic Dragon, the loser of America's Got Talent.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And we did the show, and then like 3 months later, we had that billboard.
Yeah. And now are you still doing regular shows on Vegas?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Where?
Still at the Flamingo.
Wow.
But we took over the big main showroom from Donnie and Marie. And we're now in the big showroom there. We've been there for like 4 years. And we're talking about what's next there.
Oh, how mad is Donnie
Crazy.
Marie? Donnie Marie must hate you.
They're furious.
Yeah.
And the best thing is they have to be so happy for me.
Yeah.
That makes them even more angry. And it's a vicious cycle.
I've loved Penn and Teller since high school. I used to watch them on Letterman when Letterman was on the Late Late Show. And then they had an off-Broadway show. And all the theater nerds in my high school, they joined this theater club, and like once every 3 months they would meet and go on a bus and go to the city and see Cats or whatever, and I didn't want to do any of that. And I was okay popular in high school, but when I went on the theater trip to go see Penn and Teller, I was the loser because all the theater kids, they didn't know me, because they were all, I was an outcast. But we went to see Penn and Teller, and I was just so blown away by seeing all these tricks, because I'd only seen a little hints of their magic of what they did on Letterman, and to see it all live. And then when the show was over, they say goodbye and they hop off the stage and walk out, and you're like, that was awesome. And then when you leave, they're out there smoking cigarettes and Teller's talking, and you're like, what's going on? and you get to meet them, and they sign. And then years later, I've seen them 2 or 3 times at the Rio, and the same thing on the way out. They're there greeting everybody. And I talked to Penn on the show one time, and I said, don't you get tired? I mean, you guys stay there until the last person leaves and take pictures of everybody. And Penn said to me something that stuck with me all these years. He said, if you can't take a minute out of your day to thank the people that made you millionaires and made you popular, you're a huge asshole. And I went, you're 100% right. I mean, I think about that all the time. We actually do the set. We do everything I do is now based on what Penn and Teller did. Right. I just take it's like it worked out great for them. So I'm like, why not? Yeah. But the thing is, nobody ever queues up to tell you you're an idiot. Yeah.
Nobody ever queues up to say anything bad. All they do is they say, hey, we had a great night. Thanks so much for the show. And there's always, some shows are easier than others.
Yeah.
And every time you have a bad night, you go out into the meet and greet afters, and there's always someone who's traveled from somewhere across the world to be there. Somebody who wants you to send a message to some sick relative, or it's just always and you go, oh, hang on a second. Actually what I do is making people happy.
Yeah, it's great. When I was a kid, I don't know how it was in London, but the magicians that were on TV were, first there was that weird Doug Henning.
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
What was that about?
I don't remember his magic. I just remember his weird long hair and him talking all the way he did.
Well, weirdly, he came over to the UK and to be a politician as part of the I can't remember what the party name was, but they were really into yogic flying. You know that thing when they sit cross-legged on the floor and bounce around? So our introduction to Doug Henning in the UK was as the front man of the yogic flyers.
What was the phrase he always said? The power of illusion? Was that what it was? Or the something of illusion?
Yeah, illusion is everywhere. Yeah. He was one of those guys.
Yeah, he had such a weird voice.
And I can't recall any of the tricks that he did. I just remember him always being on talk shows and stuff. And then there was always the Harry Blackstone, who people say I look like, and the guys that would have.
Yeah, you do.
I got a little Harry
Blackstone.
One time I was out, I met some Asian girl, and she's like, "Who do people tell you look like?" And I go, "I don't know. I get Jim Belushi sometimes, or Pavarotti, and I look a lot like that guy from Raiders of the Lost Ark." And she goes, "Oh, I was thinking Harry Blackstone." I was like, "Oh, I've never heard that before." But that was a top hat and the wand.
Did you see the Harry Blackstone Super Bowl show?
I did not.
Oh, you got to Google that.
Really?
It's a nightmare. He does. I just feel it's like the worst thing you can see as a performer. He does the Super Bowl halftime show, and it's like. And he's got all these massive props, and there's just this huge windstorm, and elephants are being blown over, girls are just dying.
It was a Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah, it was
what
a Super
year?
Bowl.
Yeah,
like in the 70s. Yeah,
which 70s. I was going to say, what a perfect spot for Magic Super Bowl halftime.
It's pyros are going off in dancers' faces, and it's the worst thing.
Who were you watching when you were a kid?
None of them.
No, I know.
I hated Magic.
Oh, really?
I grew up hating Magic.
So what made you get into it?
There was a show late night on one of our main channels, and it had all these close-up magicians who were also comedians.
Uh-huh.
So there was a guy called Jerry Sadowitz, who's like a Scottish comedian and close-up magician. But people like Amazing Jonathan as well were on it.
Yeah.
Too.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, wait, what's this? Because the magic was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And they were so funny. And also it was that thing it was like aimed at, it was like an adult thing. So you kind of felt like you were like in on something, and I just loved it. And I was like, this is what I want to do in my life.
Oh, that's great, man.
Yeah.
And so like, if I wanted to start learning magic now, what is the best thing to do? Like, where do you get books? Do you go find a magician?
Like the most important thing is that you like do something different.
Yeah.
And when I started, I was like doing like all this thing. I was copying everyone else.
Yeah.
But I realized like that if you read books, you don't copy the person's act.
Oh.
Because when you see like, when you like learn off a video or, YouTube or whatever, you like end up copying what they do. But if you read books, you kind of like start making it for yourself. And then that's the most fun way to do it.
So you learned how from books, and then just learned how to do the tricks, and then adapted that to your own personality.
Yeah, I sort of realized pretty quickly that, what all the magicians were telling me, this is what you have to do, and you have to do like, you have to like do close-up magic for like corporate dinners, and I was just like, I wanted to be in show business, not catering. And so I just learned. I was like, hang on, I think I'm just going to do what I want and just do my own thing and see what happens.
Yeah.
And when I did that, everyone, because I was like, had all the skills, and I was like winning all these awards in magic. And then when I just went, okay, I'm just going to do whatever I want now, everyone was like, oh, he's lost it. He's dressing up as a dragon now. It's a disaster.
Dude, honestly, the first time you go home and tell your parents or whoever it is, they're like, this is what I have to do.
My poor parents. This year, this is crazy to me. I won the Magic Castle Magician of the Year.
Wow.
Which is like this huge award. It goes to like people like Penn and Teller, David Blaine, David Copperfield. These are the people who win it. And I was like, I don't deserve this. And I went to the Magic Castle one night, and I sat through one of the shows, and I was like, maybe I deserve this. But I flew out my parents to the award ceremony, and they came and they got all dressed up in tuxes, and I received the award, and I was like, when your son dresses up as a dragon for a living, you have to make the most of every event. So I'd like to thank my parents for being here.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? They must have suffered. But it worked out. They go to Vegas, their son's all over billboards.
Oh, that's so awesome. The Magic Castle, I've seen it a million times in LA. Do average people get to go in there and watch shows, or is it mostly like a hangout for magicians?
It's like a hangout for magicians, and it's like you have to like. It's one of those places that's got like super strict dress code, and you have to like know somebody there to be invited.
That's what I heard. Like you can't just go in there.
You can't just go in. Yeah,
that's interesting.
But it's good. I love places like that, and we used to play it once every year. We used to do a week every year before the pandemic. And then we're going to start doing like maybe like once a month or something there.
What did you do during the pandemic? That sucked.
It was terrible. We did because Vegas, it was so funny.
We went to Vegas during the pandemic.
Yeah. During the pandemic?
It was my 50th birthday, and we all had plans to go. And I'm sitting there playing blackjack with a mask on. It was miserable.
That was the bad, right.
It was really miserable.
Before the March comes, and I'm like, they're going to shut down Vegas. Everyone is like, they will never shut down. And I'm like, they're going to shut it down, guys. So I started moving everything from the Flamingo into my garage. And we built a little TV studio, and we did shows every day from the TV show. Then from the TV studio, then we did them on YouTube. Then we did these magic shows, these like hour-long, 90-minute magic shows where like we sold like 50 tickets a time. And like people could like interact with us and like do tricks over the Zoom. And then we did a TV show on TBS, which we won. It was called Tournament of Laughs, and it was us and 31 other comedians like Jeff Ross, Natasha Leggero, Triumph, the Insult Dog.
Yeah.
And each week you had to do a video, and we won the whole thing.
Oh wow!
And then we came out of that, and I had this idea. We went in a 200-seat showroom before, right?
Right.
And the big showroom seats are 800. And I had this idea. I was like, I think that these big showrooms aren't going to be able to open properly. They're going to be socially distanced.
Yeah.
So I reckon that when we can like come and do shows again, they're going to say, hey, can you move into the big showroom? So we started building a show.
Based on
like Noah and the Ark.
Right.
We started like building this show. and then like 6 months later, they said, hey, we're reopening. And yeah, we went and we did the whole crap. And it was so dumb. Like, you had to be 25 feet from people. You couldn't touch something they touched without disinfecting it. Ugh. But there were all these stupid rules. Like, if you were eating, then you could take your mask off.
Right. It was
Right.
So I
Yeah.
just ate the whole show. I put on 30 pounds.
That was the thing in Vegas. I was trying to drink a beer, and then every time you'd put it down, they'd tell you to put the
Yeah.
mask back on. Oh, this is so dumb.
But
It's
it
crazy.
was so dumb for
Yeah.
so long.
Well, all right. Well, this is Piff the Magic Dragon, who is going to be at the Capitol Theater tomorrow night. I'm telling you, I've seen the show. It's very funny. Now, where in Vegas, you're there for forever. Like if I plan on my next show, okay, good.
there.
We got to.
Yeah.
I would love to do that.
I'm going to be out in Vegas actually next weekend.
Oh, you kidding?
Yeah, no. So I'm coming out, and kind of a connection is I'm going to be out there to see the Steelers play, and our buddy Steve Byrne, who's a comedian, you probably know,
yeah.
he is the one who directed the documentary about Amazing Jonathan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to be hanging out with him, but I may come by and see you at the Flamingo.
Oh well, I have a hookup for you.
Nice.
His publicist.
So the Vegas show is like our Super Bowl show because all the tricks we've done over the years is our favorite ones ever.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's all the stuff that we can't travel with.
Oh, sure, sure.
But this tour in Florida is this is the last time we're going out with the original Mr. Piffles.
Oh,
He's gonna be retire after this, so we're bringing some killer. We've got some killer tricks with us this time as well.
how often do you come up with new tricks?
They take about 2 years.
Holy
Wow.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. And
Yeah.
and usually a cheap trick is $50,000.
Do you just have them in your head and you're like, I try to, and you spend the year working them out?
I'll give you one in Vegas.
Yeah.
So in Vegas, we get a guy, and a guy has like a competition with Mr. Piffles, and the guy loses. But to make the guy feel better, Mr. Piffles gets him a drink, and we say, "What drink do you want?" And he can name any drink, and we then place Mr. Piffles on a table, and we put a little cup underneath him, and he pees any drink named into the cup, and we give it to the guy, and he drinks it, and it's that drink. It's whatever he named. And that took about 3 years.
So if this guy says, I want a gin and tonic or
Yeah.
a pina colada,
Mr. Piffles
Mr. Piffles will pee it into the cup.
delivers it immediately.
How are you not going to go see that?
And you know who made that? You know who gave us the final piece of the puzzle for the method? Teller.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were stuck for so long, and in the end, I said, "Teller, you got to help me." And in 10 minutes, he solved it.
Wow.
Dude, they must be so fun to hang out with.
They're the best.
Yeah.
I love those
Like
guys.
Penn's just so smart and he wants to talk about so many great things, and then you see them together and they do, together like one of the most solid teams.
Oh yeah, I mean, when I see them, I'm like, I don't deserve the magician of the year.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you made it here. And I hope people come to see you at the Capitol Theater. Mr. Piffles, the OG Mr. Piffles will be there.
Yeah.
And all the great stuff that Piff the Magic Dragon brings. And let's not wait 6-7 years to catch up again. Let us
Now
know.
I have your cell number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't send nudes. All right, go ahead, do it. Do it. All right, well, don't forget Capitol Theater tomorrow night. We got to take a quick break. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone.
So the cruise auction and winner, Lenny Lewis.
The
won it.
Lenny Lewis?
Oh, Lenny Lewis.
Lenny Lewis won it with a bid of $3,300.
Nice.
Lenny Lewis, everybody. Good job. Thank you, Lenny.
And Lenny actually had 3 other bids. He kept calling
He was
in.
chasing it. He was chasing it.
Yeah, he really wanted it. And at the end, I just put him on hold. I was like, listen, are you going to keep going up? He's like, yes. I was like, I'm just going to put you on hold so I can go to you. So
Listen, Lenny, you get the trip out there with Ambassador Limos. You get the cruise courtesy of Accent on Travel. You get the cooler full of Bud Lights. You get tickets to the land cruise and $100.
Yeah.
Whether you use that to gamble or not, whatever. And if there's anything else we can make your experience better, let us know. We'll do it. Like Mike Olivero said, could they eat at your table one night and hang out with you? I was like, first of all, I don't know if they want to do that. And second of all, no, because they give you the same dining every night. You have the same table, same people, so you can't just make it. But if there's anything else we can do to make it better for you, Lenny, we absolutely will do it.
I would say maybe do a little in a couple minutes early so they can get their seat for the
Yeah, we'll give you
shows,
VIP for the whole thing.
Yeah,
You're
do some
VIP
stuff
the
like
whole
that.
way, Lenny.
Yeah, nice.
Good job, man. Thank you. That's awesome. All of that money that's raised is going to help people here that were, devastated by the hurricane. People who've been displaced for their homes. People who are. I was looking yesterday. I can't believe like the St. Pete Times or Tampa Bay Times is starting to write articles about all the people that died.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine. like I'm running. I have a lot of valuable stuff in this house, but at the minute they go, Lutz is really going to get hit with this. I'm like, see ya. I'm leaving everything here, and I'm going baby pictures and all.
Do you remember how much easier it was whenever you lived in an apartment?
Oh, yeah.
Because you were just like, oh, see you later.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I didn't care at all. I did, though, move my mattress in front of the window.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to do something. Yeah, no. It's
some people are just now getting back to their places to assess the damage. And it's because they just opened some of the bridges out to some of the barrier islands, and they're just now seeing what happened, and it's just nuts.
Yeah, it's terrible. And I know a bunch of people personally. Mike Olivero's daughter got displaced from her house. There's a bunch of people we work with, and it's just been terrible. But thanks to you folks and a couple of great businesses in the Tampa Bay area, we've raised close to $1 million in 24 hours. So, and thanks to Diane from Action on Travel for donating the cruise, which now is worth $3,300. Good stuff. Piff the Magic Dragon is great.
Oh, so
I'm such a dick. I get up and. I get up afterwards and I'm talking to Piff, and he's got like a pot like that you'd see on a stove, and I go, "Oh, you got props? You're gonna do magic?" And he goes, "Yeah, I brought a whole bunch of magic tricks." I go, "I didn't because magic on the radio. I don't know how well that would go over, so I didn't even consider it." And I like talking, so
yeah, I think the conversation worked. We know that he does amazing magic and stuff, but you want to hear it, like finding out that he got the dragon suit from his sister. It was under her bed. Like that's kind of a
which I think is probably a lie, but still great.
Could be a lie,
story,
but it's also like you hear about Charlie Chaplin, how he figured out the cane and the hat and doing that.
I don't know. Tell me that.
Well, he says it differently. I guess there was a person that already kind of did that.
Oh, really?
Routine, and he kind of took it from him. He said, in the movie, it was like that. It was an epiphany, and it struck him, and putting the hat on and stuff. But like Angus Young being the schoolboy and doing that, and his sister making the outfit for him and stuff, and that whole thing, and sewing it on the sewing machine that said AC/DC on it. And
Yeah.
Just all that kind of origin story is interesting.
No, and plus, I mean, think about it. You got an adult male who is wearing a Magic Dragon costume, carrying a dog wearing a same costume. You're like, we got to figure out how we got here.
Andy's English is great too. Like it all just works together.
I forgot that joke. I'm Piff the Magic Dragon. You may know my brother, Steve.
yeah, that's solid.
That was really good stuff.
I met him outside, and he didn't have the dragon costume on.
No,
that was weird.
Give it away.
Was it weird?
That was weird.
Yeah. It's like seeing Mickey without the helmet. Yeah. Well, that's funny. All right, 800-771-1025 are the phone numbers. At the top of the hour, we're going to talk to Gerald McCoy, who used to play for the Buccaneers, and then went to the Panthers?
Went to the Panthers, and then went to the Cowboys, and then I think got hurt and retired.
I don't like Gerald McCoy.
Oh.
And Gerald McCoy doesn't like me.
Okay.
I don't know that if he realizes that or not, but it doesn't matter to me. So one time I was at a Buccaneers game on my season ticket seats, and there was this loudmouth woman in the booth behind me, and in one of the suites, and she was hanging out over the side, and she was screaming and just drunk woman the whole time. And I turned around and I took video of her, and then I tweeted out the video, and I put, "Hey lady, just so you know, we're all hoping that you fall out of that window to your death," because she was so annoying. Also, I'm not being real serious. I was making a joke. We didn't want her to die. And the next day, all hell broke loose. Her husband wanted to kill me. She was crying. They called the Buccaneers and tried to get my season tickets pulled. They called my job, and they wanted a list of all my advertisers because they wanted to boycott my advertisers. I mean, they went crazy. And then somehow they know Gerald McCoy, and Gerald McCoy started it on me. Everybody's a tough guy on Twitter. And he was, but the problem was me, because out of all the screaming she did, the time that I caught her on video happened to be a time where we scored a touchdown. So everybody's like, "Oh, she's just cheering at the game." I don't know what the problem
Mike
is.
hates ladies that enjoy sports.
I remember the videos like touchdown Tampa Bay. She's like, "Woo!"
Mike's like, "Shut up!"
What an idiot!
I mean,
the whole stadium's got the cannons are firing off. Touchdown!
Dumb woman celebrating a touchdown.
How dare you enjoy your time at the game
with thousands of other people?
Don't celebrate touchdowns. Sit there in silence.
It was bad timing on my part, but maybe should I bring that up to Joe McCoy that way? Should I say, "Hey, do you recall this thing?" Or should I just
question. Everybody's a tough guy on Twitter. Do you think he's a tough guy in real life?
No.
You have a history of saying you could beat up professional athletes. Is he a professional?
So interesting you say that, Galvin.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to somebody who played in the NFL, and I said, I'm not afraid of him, but he'd probably kick my ass. And that person said to me, no, he wouldn't. He's a huge pussy. And I said, really? And they're like, yeah, the reputation that he has is that he was a big pussy. He was soft.
Interesting.
And for a defensive player, he was soft. And I went, oh.
6'4", 300 pounds. First team
Professional athlete.
All-Pro, 2-time second All-Pro, 6-time Pro Bowler, 2 first-team All-American, Big 12 Defensive Freshman of the Year, 2-time first-team All-Big 12, and number 3 overall pick in the NFL draft.
But he reminded me of Bob Sapp, like from for with Longest Yard.
Yeah.
Like he's just gonna like you hit him so hard and then we go, he hit me so hard.
Yeah.
You know, he's just soft.
6-time Pro Bowl.
17 years younger than you as well.
6'4", 300 pounds.
Professional athlete. Out there doing 2-a-days with full pads on and stuff.
Yeah.
You should be fine.
Should we cancel the interview?
Oklahoma Sooner legend.
Plus, I don't know whether you know or not, he's black.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was unaware.
Oh, and him in Oklahoma, also that's where Baker went to college at.
So then Baker won't like me. if I
They're
do that.
Oklahoma Sooner legends, both of those guys.
Yeah. Sooner or later, you're going to get your ass kicked.
Yeah.
John Brennan just texted me and said Sapp thought he was soft too. Yeah.
Oh!
No. Sapp thought McCoy was soft.
Right, yeah.
No. He said that. He was very critical of him.
Yeah.
Because, as a defensive player.
I remember he and Sapp had like an online kind of spat thing.
Right.
And I think McCoy was pissed that Sapp just didn't come to him privately or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was something along, I believe it was the Ring of Honor about whether or not Gerald McCoy deserved to be in the Ring of Honor.
I got to tell you, could you argue against Sapp on anything?
Yeah.
He is such...
Take it from me, no. The answer is no. Yeah.
But not only just obviously he'd argue with you, but I'm just saying because of his resume, because of how great of a football player he was, but also to all accounts from every professional athlete that he is not only the best football player they've ever seen, he is one of the greatest athletes they've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yes. Rondé Barber said that Warren Sapp is the greatest athlete he's ever seen.
A bunch of people have said that, that he was just unbelievable.
And now Mohawk Sapp, Happy Sapp, by the way, out there in Colorado, teaching those young kids, making new superstars.
Yeah.
So when they say when you get in the NFL, that means you were the greatest to play that position during the time that you were alive. And he was definitely the greatest to play that position. I don't know. I can't imagine what that feels like to be so young and be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be so young and be in the Hall of Fame and know that you were the greatest at that ever. That's got to be awesome.
Gerald McCoy played on some bad Buccaneer teams. Sapp had 3 other Hall of Famers surrounded by him. So it's like,
you know what though?
No. Listen, Sapp's a legend.
Yeah.
But there was also 3 other Hall of Famers on that team where McCoy, he was on some really, really, really bad.
You
Bucs
elevate
teams.
the people around you.
I was
when you're
just
a Hall
about
of
to
Famer.
say, yeah, there's an argument for that as well.
Yeah,
that if
maybe.
you're that good, then you bring the other guys up too.
Yeah.
And those guys bring you up and everything. But, if you're a standout on a crappy team, people go, yeah, he's great, but,
Because he was there when they had the number 3 pick. He was there when they had the number 1 pick. He was there when they had, so that was like a bad era
That
for
was a
Buccaneer
bad
football.
Who put up a video of Allstott the other day? Somebody had a video of Allstott just busting through people and getting in the end zone. It's like, good Lord, they could not stop him.
No, it was so exciting to watch, Galvin. Like when it was happening. Sure, I mean, if you were, and at the time, we weren't really throwing a lot of touchdowns, so they were just putting that ball down the line any way they could, and it was Warwick Dunn and Mike Allstott together, the WD-40 combination, and he would just. Whenever they get in that red zone or they needed those couple of yards, it was just awesome to watch. I watched that video too. I don't know what it was. It was something that
somebody had it up, and I saw it on their Instagram story. But also
carrying guys was the best. Guys are on his back, and he's still running. Was the man.
And just bashing into a bunch of different ones and just breaking through tackles and stuff. But also that was back when there was fullbacks, and that's so weird that that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah,
I was talking to Bert's production people yesterday, and I think that they are going to film an episode of Something's Burning here. So Bert hit me up and he goes, "Hey, I talked to my people. Were you serious about doing it at your house?" And I went, "Did I say that they could all stay at my house?" Like I didn't know what I said, and I wrote back and plus Bert's parents live here, and Bert's parents have a condo at the beach. I'm like, why do they want to stay at my house?
Something's Burning?
Yeah, but I didn't know he meant that. I thought he meant like staying at my house.
Gotcha.
And I was like, I have a condo that they could stay in. He goes, "No, Something's Burning," and I went, "Oh yeah." So they asked me who I thought would be, in the Tampa Bay area would be a good guest. Who would you suggest?
Somebody in the Tampa Bay area that would be a good guest for Something's Burning. Dr. Barbecue would be kind of cool because he, doing that. But if you want a celebrity, I think Allstott would be good. I think that I'm trying to think of who else that's.
I suggested Allstott.
I mean, how are we not baking with Baker?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that I think time-wise, they only have one day off. You know what I mean? And Tuesday's their only day off, and the rest of the time they're working all day. So I don't know that Baker has the time during the season. Yeah, but who else? What other celebrities in the area? Well, you know who the celebrities in the area are, like who lives here. Like Bert suggested Hulk Hogan, and I think my wife would have a hard time of that happening in my kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be weird.
Yeah. Let me tell you something, brother.
Yeah. Who I'm trying. I mean, kind of
Batista?
drawing a blank.
I suggested Batista. They said they already checked in. He was unavailable. John Cena.
He's probably too busy, but the king of Tampa Bay, Titus O'Neil.
Yeah.
No, celebrity. Celebrity.
I mean, if we're going to the
worldwide
top,
celebrities.
this is the king of Tampa Bay.
I suggested Allstott. I suggest all the wrestlers too.
You know who would be great?
Who?
If he's in town at that time, whatever, is Wells would be great.
Yeah.
So that is what I suggested Wells. I said, listen to me. I said, if you get an opportunity to have David Wells in there, David Wells and Bert together would be fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
And if you want to hear stories,
exactly.
like real legit stories.
And have some drinks. And
have some drinks. That's the way to go.
Again, Tampa celebrities, Medicine Man.
That's a man, the myth, and the legend. I wouldn't say so.
He's very popular in this area.
Then I suggested Anthony Sullivan, the pitch man.
Yeah.
Who else? I'm trying to think.
What about Chef Irvine?
Oh yeah, that'd be another good one.
He's close.
He's a chef. Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to write to them and suggest that because that makes sense.
I have a lot of good ideas.
All right.
You
And
said
then,
Medicine Man right before that. Just so.
then they wrote back to me and they're like, "Doesn't Derek Jeter live there?" And I just wrote back, "Good luck."
Yeah.
Mike Calta Show. Good morning.
Hey, what's up, Mike Calta? I love when you call me a legend. Medicine Man.
We were just talking about you.
Something's burning.
I know.
His ears.
I would love to put.
I haven't burned my toast yet. I'm having breakfast.
We should do a cooking show with Medicine Man on Bone TV.
No, but if you do Something's Burning, just have him in the background.
Just burning.
Just sitting.
Just have him talking.
Yeah, just sit him over in the background.
Medicine Man, what would you say is your signature dish?
My signature dish it was like a nice juicy T-bone steak with a baked potato and a.
Not one that you like. Not one that you like to eat. One that you can make.
No, but he makes. Remember, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Don't you make your steaks in the oven?
It don't come out that great. On the grill's better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I even tried the Ninja Grill too.
I'm sorry.
It
What?
it looks like the
We
steak
don't
is
like
perfect,
to use
but it don't have
we
the
don't like
taste
to
of the
use
grill.
that word.
No, a ninja.
Oh,
Ninja.
okay.
He said Ninja Grill. All right, Medicine Man. We got to go. Thank you.
I think they took his grill in the raid.
Should.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so. He probably had it out in the backyard. There's probably a George Foreman, two ninjas, and a old school.
Yep.
Never,
grill out
never clean that grill. Never clean that
You
grill.
know what the thing is? I got to clean my grill. And
I'm surprised you don't have somebody that cleans it for you.
I do. I do.
Yeah.
But I reached out to him yesterday, and he's too busy right now because he's doing hurricane relief stuff, which clearly is the priority.
Yeah.
But let me just tell you something.
do.
Patrick came over and cleaned my grill and the rest of my stuff, and I just thought that while I was gone, he replaced everything.
Really?
Oh,
That
dude.
good?
I mean, my grill is black now. You look at it; it's black. It's got stuff on it. It's burnt. You know what I mean? I came back and it was all that so silver. It's almost white. You know?
Aren't you impressed with people that are that good at their job? Like
Yes.
he can go in there with the steam thing and do all that stuff. Like somebody who can detail a car like that or clean a grill or whatever you do. If you can do it that well, you're like, that's pretty impressive.
It was very expensive.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, worth every penny.
Yeah.
I mean, when I went out there and I looked at it, I went, holy Christ.
I told you I got my touchscreen for my car, my touchscreen replaced. The guy came to my house, did the whole thing, took the dash off, did the whole thing, whatever, and replaced it and charged me. And I go, you're not charging enough.
Yeah.
And I gave him more. I gave him like a third more of what he charged me and said, you need to charge higher prices.
That's Tom the other day. Tom came here with the tree crew and cut that one tree down for me and trimmed all the other stuff. And then it was like, I go, Tom, just text me what I owe you. And he was like, oh, it's going to be like $150. I'm like, $150? I'm like, you guys just did everything that was bothering me in under an hour. And at 6 o'clock at night, I was like, you're not charging enough. Although I like that he didn't charge me a lot.
Right.
All right, listen to me. I'm going to take a break because when we come back, we're going to be joined by Gerald McCoy. Gerald McCoy is a football analyst for Yahoo Sports. So if you're interested in seeing what he has to say, you can find him on Yahoo Sports. And we'll talk to him about tonight's game, and we'll see where it goes.
We also have football picks today. Martine's coming in.
Yeah.
Martine is coming in, and do we have Ian's picks?
No. So I was going to reach out to him, but I know he is very busy.
Yeah.
So that would kind of be, I don't know what we want to do with that.
Well, see if you can get him to send you the picks, and if he doesn't have time, maybe we can call him, or he really only has to pick one game right now, and then he could send the rest of them before Sunday.
Right.
Right? Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. I don't know. I'm just trying to think.
Carmen, I'm going to give you
on.
Gerald McCoy's number, and we're going to call and get him on the line.
Okay.
And if he gets mad and hangs up at us for any reason, you know you got to call him back.
What's this us?
I know.
Yeah.
We
You do
don't
it.
get Ray stuff because of you. Now I got Gerald McCoy trying to beat me up.
There's a lot of us, a lot of we.
Yeah.
It's good to see everybody's got my back on the show.
Well,
Thanks a lot.
maybe stop putting us in dangerous situations.
Right.
Just saying. I mean, choose to think you guys would be there for me if I was getting beat up by Gerald McCoy.
It'd be great if it was us whenever you're going to these great events and stuff and doing everything else. That's me. But whenever it's bad stuff, we don't get.
You better have my back.
Yeah. Then it's us all of a sudden.
You know all the great events I go to.
That you get invited to.
Yeah.
You may not go.
You go. All right, let's take a break. We'll talk to Gerald McCoy next on 102.5 The Bone. Going to have two former Buccaneers on the show. In the studio with us, our friend Martine Gramatica is here.
Good morning.
And we're getting Gerald McCoy on the phone as well. Is he ready to go, Carmen?
Yes, line one.
Don't be so enthusiastic about it. Yeah, line one.
I'm doing a lot right now.
Oh,
all right.
Oh, God. You do it.
Oh, my God. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show for the first time. This is Gerald McCoy. How are you, sir?
First and foremost, great morning to everybody. Secondly, y'all better get a little bit more enthusiastic when Gerald is showing up, okay? Because I'm bringing the energy.
Yeah.
So I don't care what y'all dealing with this morning. Put it to the side for the next 10 to 15 minutes and let's have a great time. You understand me?
Gerald McCoy. Ladies and gentlemen, Gerald McCoy is here. Right. Gerald, you are not the only former Buccaneer on the show. Martine Gramatica is in the studio with us as well.
Martine!
What's up, Gerald? Do you have your espresso this coffee? Huh?
No. I just finished a 2-mile run. I got my kids on the bus. I just finished my run. I'm not done. That's the beginning of my workout. But I said, you know what? I have a very energized interview this morning. Let me get my run in so I can be ready to rock out.
I love it. Everybody wants an energized guest on the show. Where do you live now?
I'm in Dallas. So, hey, let's wake up, okay? It's 8 o'clock here, all right?
Yeah.
You guys,
I got you.
And your early time zone, and let's wake up, all right?
I'm awake. I'm excited because we got a football game tonight. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited, too.
I'm going to have to put you to the test, though, and ask you who wins that division game.
I don't know what test that is. I don't know if that's that. You remember the Mad Minute? I'm dating myself. We used to have a Mad Minute where you used to have to try and get as many plus or minuses answers right in math as you could. And it was like 2 plus 2, 3 plus 3, 4 plus 4. Then it started getting advanced. Well, this is the first level of test, if this is a test. Clearly, I'm going to pick the Bucs. I don't know why you even think I would think about picking Atlanta. I can be honest about it, though. We haven't had great success on Thursday night versus Atlanta. Devin Hester set a record on us one night in Atlanta. Julio Jones went crazy on us one night in Tampa on Thursday night. Actually, that horrible night where my house got broken into was on a Thursday night versus Atlanta. So
you're depressed.
I'm not a big fan.
As a Buck fan, I'm depressed now.
I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of us versus Atlanta on Thursday night. But times have changed. That was when Gerald was playing in the Gerald era. This is a new time, new day. We won a championship since then. We haven't missed the playoffs since then. So this is a new day, new time. And I picked the Bucks to win this division. All of my colleagues on NFL Network picked Atlanta. So I need this one tonight.
Oh, good. Look,
we need this one.
I like it when somebody's not afraid to pull away from the pack and make their own decisions. And also, let's point that out for a second. When you played here, when the Gerald era, you really played. We were talking about this morning. You really played on some crappy teams. This was not the best time for
it was rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was rough, man. I played in a rough time to be a Buccaneer. And, honestly, I think that a lot of, if you outlasted that time, then you get a lot of love. I think I got a lot of unfair, unnecessary scrutiny because of the time I played in.
Yeah.
But for me, when people think, there's a few supporters, I'm not going to call them fans because the real Tampa fans know that I'm a Buccaneer for life. I grew up watching Martine. I was kicking with him on Madden and NFL Blitz and all these other games. And Martine, I've been a big fan, and he knows I've been a fan of all those guys since I was a kid. I snuck out. We had night service at church the year they won the Super Bowl. Me and the pastor's son. The pastor's son took his dad's keys to his office, and he unlocked the door. We kept sneaking out. Like we had to go to the bathroom. We was going in the office watching the game. So, I've been a Bucs fan my whole life. And then, even leaving, I had an opportunity in the middle of my career to leave and go elsewhere. But I decided to stay and attempt to win a championship or bring everything I could to Tampa. So I'm a Buck for life, man. And it just was a rough time for us. But like I said, it's a new day and age. Got a new leader at quarterback. Mike is still there. Levante's still there. A lot of great players on this team, and I'm excited to see what they do tonight.
Yeah, we're huge fans as well. We're all big Buck fans, and the idea that Baker Mayfield coming here and not only doing such a great job, but having a fun time has really made it exciting for Bucs fans again to have somebody as fire as he is out there, and mix him in with the tools of Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and all that, and these new guys that we're finding, the Bucky Irvings of the world. It's been a really explosive season for the Buccaneers so far.
Yeah, of course, and I don't know why everybody's so surprised. Okay, let me give you guys a little revisionist history. A Sooner coming into the Buccaneers bringing a lot of energy and playing with a lot of pizzazz and a lot of excitement and laughing on the sideline and bringing joy to his locker room. Yeah. It's not the first time this happened. There was a guy in 2010 that came from University of Oklahoma who did the same thing. He just so happened to not be a quarterback. So you shouldn't be surprised that a Sooner is coming in and loving and having a great time playing with the Bucs. This is what we do.
Yeah.
This is what we do.
I'm definitely not surprised. Now, I'm interested that you brought up that you were unfairly criticized because you did get some heat when you were here, and that had to be a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, it was welcomed by me because if I'm being honest, man, I've been a leader from the time can't remember. Like, that's why I'm on TV now. Being in the spotlight or being up front or having all eyes on me is something I've always welcomed. I played Santa Claus in the school play when I was 4 years old. I sang lead in the choir at church, and I can't even sing because nobody else would do it. So I was like, I'll do it. Yeah. I've been a captain literally. Anytime I've had any time on a team, I've been a captain. I've been a captain from Little League, middle school, high school, college, NFL. I was a captain with Carolina. I didn't have enough time at the Cowboys and the Raiders, but I feel like I would have been a captain there. It's just what I welcome. And when you are a player that I was, okay, where when you're playing, when it's crunch time or they need somebody to go make a play or whatever, you need a guy who's not afraid of the one-on-one. A lot of guys shy away from the one-on-one. They don't want to, they welcome, I want to get double teamed and, I want it. No. Give me the one-on-one. Yeah. When it's crunch time, win, lose, or draw, let it be on my back. I always welcomed it. And I had taken the scrutiny or whatever, even when it was happening, I spoke up for my teammates. I used to say, hey, don't blame them, blame me. If you want to blame somebody, blame me, because I just believe that God blessed me to be able to handle it. I've been big my whole life. I was 238 pounds when I was 12. So If God made me that big at that young of age, clearly my back is big enough to be able to handle a lot of weight on my shoulder. So I'm good with it, man. Ain't no deal. I still love Tampa. I love their city. I love everything about the team, and that's why I am the way I am still to this day.
I love it.
Gerald, when Jameis ate the W, who did you want to blame in that moment? And I love Jameis.
That was
Winston.
awkward.
I love that guy.
Right. So at that time, I said, hey, you know what, guys? Everybody has a time in their life where they have to switch some things up. And this is the day where I say, don't blame Gerald. That is a Jameis thing. That is a Jameis idea, and I'm going to let Jameis have that.
They still show that now, and I'm like, that's the most awkward thing you'll
I
ever
believe
see.
that was against the Falcons.
Oh, was it really?
No, we were on the road versus the Saints.
Saints.
We were on the road versus the Saints, yeah.
More than once. He's done it before.
Yeah.
That's
He's
the
done
problem.
it.
He's had some. Trust me. He's had some crazy ones. Trust me. Yeah.
So what now? I'm curious to see what your day is like. You get up every day and you drop the kids off at school?
Yeah, no, so I got two college students. They're and one is at Toledo, one is at Houston, and then I have a set of twins that are 10 and a 5-year-old. My 5-year-old is now in school with the twins who are 10, and they rode the bus last year, and last year he couldn't wait to get on the bus and ride this year, so now I get them up, and the bus comes at precisely 6:58, 6:59. Like, if you're late, they're going to keep driving past stop signs. So I get them on the bus, and then depending on my day, there's a day during the week, every week, where I clear my schedule, and it's my wife get the whole day from beginning until night.
Right.
But most of the time, I either work out in the morning, then I start preparing for the week. I got McCoy and Van Noy that we filmed, me and Kyle Van Noy.
Right.
We filmed that, and that's out on Yahoo Sports, so I prepare for that show. You guys go like, subscribe, check in, all of that. McCoy and Van Noy every Tuesday.
There you go. There's no better there's no better way to watch people talk about football than that people who actually played the game.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. And then I start preparing for game day morning, NFL game day morning. I'm on NFL Network every Sunday morning. So that's really what my week is. And then I coach my son's football team. You know, I'm not the head coach, but, you know, I'm one of those parents that I'm sitting here yelling at my son, do this. And I'm like, Coach, you should try this, and they're like, hey, girl, you know, like you did play for a while. You were halfway decent. Can you come help? And I'm like, all right, shoot.
Yeah.
You know, so I help coach my son's team, and that's pretty much what my week is like, man. I'm at home with my family, or I'm out doing something with the kids, or getting ready for work. I don't do much else.
It's just like that new Tom Brady commercial. If you're a football player, it never leaves your life. You're always doing something football related.
Oh, definitely. For me, for sure. You know, and everybody's like, geez, you should coach. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I coach Little League, and I'm going to coach my son until he get to college, and that's it. You know, my wife was like, even when he get to high school, man, like, you should go coach, get a coaching job at the school he's at. I'm like, oh, listen, wherever my son is at, I'm about to be Deion Sanders. I am about to, wherever he's at, please believe. Yes.
We're talking to Gerald McCoy, and Gerald, I got to be honest with you about something. You and I have met.
Yeah.
You and I have had two interactions over the years. The first one, was wonderful. I was at a wrestling event, and my son was little, and I was sitting like the 4th or 5th seat in. You were sitting in the first seat, and you took a picture of my son. And you couldn't have been a nicer guy. Thank you for that. You're very good.
Thank you.
The next one, I don't know if we're gonna clash on this one. You got very mad at me one time. On social media.
Okay, what'd you do?
Why necessarily did I have to do something? I was at a game, at my season Buccaneers tickets. I was at a game, and there was this drunk, loud woman screaming the whole time and hanging out of the booth and just screaming. And so I took a video of her and I tweeted it out, and I said, just know that we're all wishing you would fall out of the booth to your death. Making a joke, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But I actually the video I shot actually happened to be after a touchdown, so I picked the wrong.
Celebrating,
and you were like, "Man, this woman ain't doing nothing wrong. She's just cheering." And I was like, "Oh man, that one's on me." But so I So and then you got really mad, and I thought, this guy, I don't know if he's going to be nice or if he's going to be mean. But
here's what you need to understand about me on social media. Yeah. Okay, social media is a Sims world. It's not real. All right, so sometimes it's hard to tell. That's why I say text and social media, you can't understand the tone.
Yes.
I tell people all the time, even if I say something where you feel like, oh, he's angry or he's taking it personal, understand Twitter, Instagram, any of that, all of it is just us voicing our opinion. But I promise you, you can put this message out to anybody who can hear it. I don't take social media serious at all.
Yeah.
You know why? Because if there's an interaction like that, if I'm sitting there and that happens, I'm like, hey, like if she was to fall and die, like we feel
Right.
bad.
I would have felt
So,
terrible.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like I would have said it in that tone. So however it came across, trust me, fans, haters, trolls, whatever.
Yeah. Well,
I do not take social media personal. It's all fun to me. It's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
That's what I saw. I said, listen, when Yahoo said, hey, we got some, I said, if we can get Gerald McCoy on the show, I'd like to talk to him and clear that up. So,
that's all good, man.
That's great. You could see McCoy and what's the other guy's name?
McCoy and Van Noy. Hey, wait, hold up, just a second. We're not doing that. This guy, the other guy's name is the second lead sacker in all the NFL right now, sir.
Van Noy.
See, you're going to make me get mad at you again. You're going to make me get upset at you again.
At least you knew
Kyle Van Noy of the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
He has 6 sacks on the season, and week 1 versus Kansas City, he broke his orbital ball, so he didn't even get to finish that game. He could be leading the league right now.
Wow.
Give my guy some love. 3 straight weeks, 2 sacks per game for 3 straight weeks, and I'm excited to see what he do this week. It's gonna be, but McCoy and Van Noy, Yahoo Sports every Tuesday on wherever you find your podcast. Is YouTube, Spotify, all of that jazz.
Good. McCoy and Van Noy. Make sure you check that out on Tuesdays, and then Gerald at the NFL Network early game day on Sunday. And are you come to town at all for these games? Do you ever bring it into Tampa Bay?
No. Yeah, for sure. Anytime I ever get a chance, like free to come to a game, I'm coming to a game. I'm really trying to. They have a meeting where they take like all the donors and stuff, and they travel to the Giants game. And so I'm trying to go on that trip. But if I can't get off work or if I can't, I can't get free, then I won't. But I'm for sure always try and come to 2 games per year when I get free. Playoff game for sure. I've been to all of those. I went to the Cowboys game, Brady's last game. I went to Philly last year. I went to, I can't remember what game in season last year. It was a Monday night game. I can't remember, but I went to that game. But I always try and get in town to at least 1 game per year.
Good,
for sure.
Good. Well, tonight you got the Bucs taking on the Falcons, and we and Gerald McCoy have taken the Buccaneers in this game without a doubt.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's gonna be a tough one, and it's bittersweet. I love Raheem Morris, man. I'm very, 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 very indebted to him and Mark Dominic.
Yep.
The Glazers for sure. Mark Dominic, GM. Raheem Morris, head coach, and the Glazers owners are who changed my dream into a reality when they drafted me in 2010. So I'm forever indebted to them. I love all of them so much. The Glazers, they know how much I love them and their family. Raheem Morris knows how much I love him. Mark Dominic, he knows how much I love him. I've been advocating for Raheem to be a head coach again for years. He finally got it. I hate it had to be Atlanta because I got to root against him.
Yep.
But what he's doing down there is so great. I'm excited to see Jacquez Smith, my brother. I played with him in Tampa for a couple years. He is now the outside linebackers coach in Atlanta. So this one's bittersweet for me. But I'm a Buck for life. I'm a Buck at heart. Buck's blood runs through my veins. So I'm rooting for Tampa. But I wish Atlanta a lot of love and prosperity when they don't play us. But this division is ours, so go on and hold this L, Atlanta.
All right, do you think they're going to put you in the Ring of Honor someday at the stadium?
I would love that. I don't know. It just all depends. I've seen people on other teams. I don't know what the criteria is. I just know that you have some for sure in Mike Evans and Levante David, who I believe are Hall of Famers.
Sure.
But me, on the other hand, I when I look at it, I look at, okay, on this team. Okay, you got guys who came to the team and won championships. You can't take a championship away from anybody. But people who put like the groundwork in and made their mark as a Buccaneer. I was a 3-time All-Pro. I was a 6-time Pro Bowler as a Buccaneer.
Yeah.
Regardless of how we won, a defensive team. This is what I always tell people when they say, "Oh, well, Gerald, your teams didn't win." I always give them this stat. In 2014, J.J. Watt had 60 tackles. 60 individual tackles. He had 20 and a half sacks. He scored 5 times on offense, and he had an interception, and they missed the playoffs.
Yeah. So
he did all of that, and they missed. So having a defensive lineman, you can have one that dominates, but that is a lot more that goes into winning games. And I always say, me as an individual, what did I do in my time in Tampa? For the time that I was there, a lot of the eyes that came to Tampa was because of how well I was playing. And then we bring in a Mike Evans. We bring in Levante David. And we have Jameis, who was the first overall pick. So eyes start to come. But through all of that, I had 4 head coaches. I had 13 D-line coaches. I had 5 defensive coordinators. I was still consistent.
Yeah.
So, and I just look at it like my time in Tampa, I feel like I'm worthy of it, but you never know, man. And regardless of whether I get in or not, my love for Tampa don't change because Tampa changed my life. I live in Dallas right now. I had a condo in Vegas, and I still got a huge house in Tampa, all because the Buccaneers drafted me. So you think I'm ever going to feel bad about whether I get in the ring or not? Not Tampa changed my life. That's why I love the city and team so much.
I was thinking about
that. Don't,
You played at Tampa and then Carolina and then Dallas and Vegas. You must be really rich.
Oh yeah.
I invested well.
Yeah.
I invested well.
Good for
I played
you.
well enough to get. I was the last draft of the big contracts before they changed it, and I made it to my second contract, which was pretty big. And then I just, I invested well, so I'm well off. I'll just put it like that.
Good for you. I love guys who still have all their money. Good for you, Joe. I got to tell you, I didn't know. I was hoping that we'd hit it off, and we certainly did. So I'm very glad that you're on the show today, and we're going to check out Gerald McCoy and Van Noy Tuesdays on Yahoo Sports. See, I came around. I'm a quick learner.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I appreciate all the conversations. Just want to, there's a lot of people if you look at like celebrities over the past week, there's a lot of people, great sports actors, just people passing away, man. Yeah. So the reason I came on here with a lot of great energy is just to spread some positivity. It's enough to frown about going around the world. It's enough around the world to be sad about. So I like to bring energy and love and joy as much as I can, whenever I can, man. So if I was able to do that for somebody today who's listening, whoever's going to hear this, whatever you're dealing with, whatever you're going through, it's going to be all right, and just find a reason to smile today. Whether it's, you call your parent and talk to them, one of your kids, a family member, somebody open the door for you. You never know, man.
Yeah.
Just spread love today. Spread love today because life is short. So
thank you, sir. Pleasure to talk to you. Have a great day.
All right, thanks. Y'all be great.
Go. Gerald McCoy, everybody. Definitely went different than I had planned.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna pounce, man. I said to these guys, this is a guy who talks smack about me on Twitter. We have an opportunity to get him on. I'm gonna smash him right out of the gate. But man, he came out so positive, and so he flipped me around. Yeah. He turned me around. Plus, all this talk that you guys did about him beating me up, that scared me a little too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
I felt like you were a little scared.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I can't hide it all the time, Martine. No, I'm kidding. What a nice guy. Like he seemed great. And the best guests are the ones who are not afraid to take on a question and answer it directly. And you asked him about the Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
He's been thinking about that. It's been in his head. Yeah, but he answered. He got a good question.
Pretty much.
I mean, good answer rather. That was great. All right, Martine is here. I have to take a quick break, and we come back. Carmen, did you say you're going to call Ian, or we're going to call him when we come back, or are you just going to get his info?
We're going to call him.
Okay, we'll call him because Ian knows. I thought that interview was going to go way different than it did.
I think Ian's going to say you're soft now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we already knew that, right?
Carmen knew it. I mean, I wouldn't say
he
that.
He lives in Dallas. Now you're going to run into him.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not soft. I'm not afraid. I don't want to fight with somebody who doesn't want to fight. He was a very good guest.
Oh, he didn't want to fight.
Yeah.
That's
Very
right.
nice.
I mean, he came across so positive right out of the gate.
Yeah.
He totally turned me around. I'm the guy he made smile today.
All right.
Okay? So therefore, mission accomplished, Gerald McCoy.
Remember like an 8 Mile when Eminem takes all the stuff from the rapper ahead of time?
Yeah.
Is Gio going to call his dad?
Oh, my God. Wow.
Martine's dark. Martine is dark, man.
I'm on the same boat, Gio. That's why I looked at you. I don't
That's
think,
right,
I don't
that's
think
right.
We're calling our parents.
That's where Martine and I are the same.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll do our football picks next on 102.5 The Bone. If I pull off this thing with Bert and have him come here to do shows, I now choose to be called Hurricane Superhero.
Okay.
Yeah, I came up with a graphic and everything.
I mean, I think just Hurricane Hero makes more sense. The alliteration.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Hurricane Hero.
Okay.
I'm Mike Calta, your Hurricane Hero. Speaking of heroes, Martine Gramatic is here.
I'm no hero. Just
Not anymore. You're not.
No.
Not since Mike Evans shattered your record this weekend.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right.
hey, listen. I'm happy for Mike because some people ask me that. Are you sad? I said, look, it's one of those records you'd like to keep forever, but
Yeah.
if Antonio Brown would have broken it, then I would have been pissed. But Mike Evans, I'm so happy because he's a true Buccaneer.
He's a Buck,
He's
yeah.
a Buck. So
Yeah.
like, if you get beat by one of those guys that you just don't like.
Yeah, but now you got to change all your business cards and everything.
Well, my kids can stop screaming out of the back of the car, like, stop.
Can't wear those pajamas anymore.
I know. That T-shirt I made.
The T-shirt, all the stuff.
I made a jersey, too.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Number one.
I'm the biggest loser.
Yeah.
I'm in second place.
Second place.
Oh, come on now.
I mean, he'll be in the Hall of Fame. So.
Hey, you did it with your feet, though. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
true.
if I could use my hands, I would
Right,
have so many
exactly.
more points.
Let's welcome Ian Beckles to the show. Ian, how are you, buddy?
I'm all right. I'm making it, brother. How you doing?
Good, boy. But that Gerald McCoy interview went way different than I thought it was going to.
Well, Mike Calta, you are one of many who got. Okay, Gerald, he's a nice guy. That's why nobody speaks against him because he's a nice guy. I just wrote a few notes. Can I just talk about a couple things you talked about?
Yeah.
Okay, the Gerald era. Please go back and look at please go back and look at the record of the Gerald era. He talked about Tampa scrutiny. Do you know Tampa to be a city to scrutinize people? Seriously. What would happen if he was in New York?
Oh, yeah, he would have got murdered.
Yeah, media's not too tough here.
Okay, there you go. We'll go on. I've always been a leader. Who says that? Did you ever hear Derek Brooks say that? Or Warren Sapp say that? Or Mike Evans say that? Or Martine Gramatica say that? Or who says I've always been a leader? So you're a leader of crappy teams, okay? He doesn't take social media seriously. He blocked me. He blocked everybody who talked. He blocked everybody who spoke negatively about him. He compared himself to J.J. Watt. How dare you compare yourself to one of the most dominant defensive tackles of all time? And at the end of it, he does deserve to go into the Ring of Honor 100%. But come on now.
Hey, Ian, don't forget Dion. He mentioned Dion. He's the Dion of coaching.
Dion of coaching, yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know Gerald as a person. From everybody I've heard, he's a nice person. But I don't always get along with nice people. I get along with real people. And I'm not sure he's real.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know him, and I only had one experience with him or two experiences with him. One was good and one was bad. And when he got on the phone, he was so happy. My plan was to Rappaport him. I was going to do to him what I did to Michael Rappaport and come right out of the gate and be like, I heard you're soft, man. But once he got on the phone, he totally turned me. He swerved me right out of the gate. He was so nice, and then I enjoyed talking to him.
He disarmed you immediately.
He disarmed me immediately, and he had no idea it was coming.
Yeah.
Ian, I know you couldn't see Mike's face, but there was a little bit of fear in his face.
No fear. No fear. I have no fear.
Hey, this is a kicker calling you soft, Mike.
It's almost bad as a DB doing it.
You know how tough I get when I get a lineman on my side?
Yeah.
That's how I used to get with Sapp around. When Sapp was around, I talk crap to everybody.
Oh man. Well, listen. This one will go. I guarantee we'll have him on again. So, McCoy and
I'll be there.
Yeah. Oh man, I like it.
I mean, who's softer
Yeah.
now, Mike or Gerald?
Oh, look, Mike will tell you he softened up. He took a softy ass today for sure. I loved it. I thought it was
I
great.
used to love to go to watch the game with Ian because he would pause it.
Yeah.
And say, okay, this is why I say he's this or that.
Right.
When you watch football, normally we follow the ball. we're not watching the O line and D line.
Sure.
Ian would pause it and make sure everybody saw why he
Right.
was saying this about that. So it was cool because I learned a lot.
Yeah. I love it. I admittedly don't know enough about the game to ever do anything like that, and I never played, so I have no position to tell a player that he was a bad player. But I like to point some stuff out, though. Ian, how are you making out over there at the Dignitary Cafe? You and several other small businesses have really suffered strong in this storm.
Yeah, it's a tough in this area. Everybody got hit. My neighborhood's right next door. We got 2.5 feet in the cafe. I got 6 inches at my house, and since Friday morning, we've been removing floors and cutting out walls. And as we speak right now, there's a crew in here, and we're trying to do what we can to open up Monday. Because listen, the government ain't going to help. Small businesses, when they close their door, to lose 3 days of sales is tough.
Yeah.
But to lose a couple of weeks is really tough. So we're trying to figure out a way to open our doors up Monday and at least bring some money in here.
Ian, I want to bring something up. You just remind me. I forgot to bring it up earlier, and I don't know if you've had any experience. Who cleaned that when you gut your building and you take the stuff out that you're throwing out? Who picked that up for you, and where did they take it? Do you know?
Nobody. We did it. We literally had to do everything. With all, and I'm not blaming the city. There's no way the city, if you go up and down West Shore and go through these little streets, everybody has their entire house in front of their building.
Yeah.
So there's no way the city can get everything done at one time. But if you're going to wait for the city to pay for it, it's going to be in front of your house for 2 months. You know?
Yeah, no. So let me tell you. So my brother has a place in Gulf Harbors, Newport Richey, and he put all his stuff out, and it was gone the next day. They swept through and they got everything. So I saw a video yesterday that a listener sent me that, and please don't send me videos because most of the time I don't watch them. I just watch this guy's. And this guy was a young kid who had a small dumping service, kind of like maybe a junk jockeys, but on a much smaller level. And he had a couple of dumpsters, and he would rent them out to people, and then he would take them to the dump and dump them. And he said that when they go to the dump, they're turning people away. And they're like, well, where are we supposed to bring this stuff? And they said that FEMA is setting up dumping stations around town, but yet nobody seems to be able to find them. Nobody knows where they are or when they're available or how to get the stuff to them. So everybody's just stuck with their trash in front of their place. So I don't know if you were able to get rid of your trash or if it's all sitting there on the curb.
Well, a little both. I've had some people come. We had to pay them. Okay, so once again, small businesses, we don't have a lot of money. And FEMA, I have a good friend of mine who's trying to do this for me because I don't have any time. Calling FEMA, and she's been on hold for about 8 hours. So two out for 3 days. So it's just to think that anything's going to happen right now is crazy. And insurance ain't going to pay for nothing, unfortunately.
Well, I would like to find out a little bit more information about the dump and whether or not they're letting people drop stuff off. A cop was actually there turning people away, according to this kid in the video, and threatening to arrest people if they wouldn't leave. So if you guys could send me some information on that and verify it, I'd love to look into it a little bit further. In the meantime, Martine is in the studio. We've got Ian on the phone lines. Let us do a little bit of football picks for this week. Here we go. This is week 5. Jesus, it's going quick, man.
Yeah.
Week 5. Let's start it off with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Atlanta Falcons. Joe, who you got? Your mic's not on.
I got a mic that's on now. I got the Buccaneers, Michael.
Galvin.
I think it's going to be tight. I'm taking the Bucs.
Ian.
Short week on the road. I'm going Falcons.
Oof. Martine.
I got to go Bucks.
Gio. No, that's not good either.
I'm taking the Bucs.
I am taking the Bucs too. Carmen.
I'm taking the Falcons.
Cuckoo.
Joe, we got the Jets at the Minnesota Vikings.
In London.
I'm going Vikings.
Galvin.
Vikings.
Ian.
Jets.
Martine.
I'll go Jets.
Gio.
Vikings.
I will take the Jets. Carmen.
Jets.
Carolina at Chicago. Joe.
Carolina at
Chicago. Carolina Panthers at the Chicago Bears. Joe.
Come on.
Bears.
Galvin.
Bears.
Ian.
Bears.
Martine.
Panthers.
Ooh. Gio.
Upset.
Ooh.
Bears.
Bears. Carmen.
Bears.
Ravens at Bengals. Joe.
Ravens.
Galvin.
Ravens.
Ian.
Ravens.
Martine.
Ravens.
Gio.
Ravens.
Ravens. Carmen.
Ravens.
I'll have my Ravens shirt on that day.
Oh boy.
The Buffalo Bills at the Texans. Joe.
Bills.
Galvin.
With their elite quarterback, Bills.
Ian.
Texans.
Really? Martine.
Bills.
Gio.
Suck it, Buffalo. Texans.
I too will go with the elite quarterback, Buffalo Bills. Carmen.
CJ
Bills.
Stroud.
Indianapolis Colts at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Joe.
Jaguars.
Whoa.
Galvin.
They can't lose that many games in a row. Jaguars.
Ian.
Colts.
Martine.
I'm going with Flacco and the Colts.
Gio.
Colts.
I can't believe Flacco's still playing. I am too. I'm taking the Colts. There's no way. Carmen.
They cannot lose that many games, and they're at home. Jaguars.
Joe. The Miami Dolphins at the New England Patriots.
Patriots.
Galvin.
Patriots.
Who's the quarterback for the Dolphins?
It is. Well, he got hurt
Thompson.
too.
Right.
So it's
So somebody I don't even know. Ian, what do you got?
New England.
Martine.
New England.
Gio.
Patriots.
Yeah, Patriots. Carmen.
Patriots.
The Cleveland Browns at the Washington Commanders. Pap.
Commanders.
Galvin.
Commanders on fire.
Ian.
Browns.
Martine.
Commanders.
Gio.
Commanders.
Yeah, the Commanders are on fire. I take the Commanders. Carmen.
Commanders.
The Raiders at the Broncos. Joe.
Broncos.
Galvin.
Broncos.
Ian.
Broncos.
Martine.
Broncos.
Gio.
Broncos.
Broncos. Carmen.
Broncos.
Cardinals at the 49ers. Pap.
49ers, Mike.
Okay. Galvin.
49ers.
Ian.
Niners.
Martine.
49ers.
Gio.
49ers.
Niners. Carmen.
Niners.
Packers at the Rams. Joe.
Pack them up.
Galvin.
Packers.
Ian.
Packers.
Martine.
Rams.
Gio.
Packers.
I'm taking the Rams too. Carmen.
Packers.
The New York Football Giants at the Seattle Seahawks. Joe.
Seahawks.
Galvin.
Seahawks.
Ian.
I gotta go Seahawks. The Giants suck.
The Giants do suck, but Martine.
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Gio. I'm taking the Giants.
Oh.
Carmen.
Seahawks.
All right. The Dallas Cowboys at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Joe.
Steelers, Mike.
Galvin.
Sunday Night Football. Elite quarterback Justin Fields. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Ian.
Cowboys have big injuries. Steelers.
Martine.
Steelers.
Gio.
Steelers.
Yeah, I have to go Steelers too. Carmen.
Yins.
Steelers.
What'd you say?
I said Yins. Yins, guys.
And the final game, the New Orleans Saints at the Kansas City Chiefs. This will be a good game, Joe.
Chieftains.
Galvin.
I'm going Chiefs, but it could go either way, but I'm going to go Chiefs.
Ian.
I'm gonna go Saints.
Oh, you son of a bee.
Martine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go Chiefs.
Gio.
Chiefs.
I'm also going to go Saints. Carmen.
Nice.
Chiefs at home.
All right, good. I like the way we mix this up this week.
You just went from a scan to a VC version. and Frankie's not going to tell you about it.
Ian, thank you for your football picks and for your honesty today.
Anytime. It's all I got, brother.
All right, man. We'll see you next week. There you go, the great Ian Beckles. Martine, if anyone needs to get a lifeguard scan, it's this guy.
Oh,
yeah. I want to come in next week.
Oh,
Yeah.
he almost came in yesterday.
Yeah.
He was having a breakdown yesterday.
What happened, Gio?
Like a panic attack type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't. After the show, he was not feeling good, and he went out and he sat down and he was taking his heartbeat and all this stuff, his pulse, and then my wife came in and she was talking to him, and they were and Gio was like, "I might go to the emergency room. I might go to the emergency."
Yeah.
But you know why? Can I tell you why? I think it was a panic attack, and because Gio doesn't have peace of mind. If he had peace of mind and go, I just checked out yesterday, I'm fine. That's what you need to do.
I'm going in 100%.
I'm going in too. I have to reschedule my appointment, but
You're dodging me more than
no.
I mean,
Now I'm legit going to go in next week.
I mean, we really should, because I think that after you go and you get good news, you'll feel a lot better. You may have less anxiety about things.
I dealt with that stuff before, and then when I went in last year to lifeguard, that really helped me a lot.
Yeah,
mentally. Yeah,
it takes a lot of stress off your like shoulders and stuff. Like
when you get a 0.
Yeah, well, you can just go to bed a lot
if you don't
easier.
get a 0, then you can do something about it.
Right. Exactly. I am at the opposite end of that. Yeah. So really, it helped us all in different ways. If you go there and you get a 0 or a low score, you're like, okay, thank God. And if you get a high score, you're like, I need to change some stuff, which I've done in the last year. So I am anxious to. I'm not avoiding. I'm anxious to go to lifeguarding and to see if there's a score change, but also to make sure everything else is good.
And we have a new promotion for your listeners.
Yes.
We talked about it last week. So we're doing the free carotid ultrasound,
which is something new that you guys are doing.
Yes, it's a new machine that we put in about 5 months ago. But that's testing if there's any calcium in the carotid artery, which causes stroke.
Yeah.
Because with heart disease, if you get a heart attack, if you survive it and they put stents in it, you could be back to normal.
Yeah.
But with a stroke, usually you're not normal.
Get all droopy face.
Right.
And, you don't want to be. You should get a guy to do a stroke commercial for you, like they do for those people who smoked and don't do smoking anymore.
Yeah. That thing's scary.
And this guy's like, I could have been checked out for my stroke. We're making jokes about it, but the truth is that this stuff can be very scary, and never before has there been the science and the technology to get tested for these sort of things and to have some peace of mind, but also to realize if you need to fix anything. And if you want to make an appointment, call 813-582-5222. Let them know you're a Mike Calta Show listener, because I called and they were booked out pretty far. And then I said, I am Mike Calta of the Great Mike Calta Show. And they said, oh, you and your listeners get priority booking. And they booked me in the next couple of days. So if you want to go.
Which you canceled.
Which I did have to cancel. He's right. I'm sorry. At least I canceled and I didn't just no-show.
That's true. We get some of that too. Yeah.
I felt bad that I had to cancel. 813-582-5222. And make an appointment to get in there lifeguard and get scanned. And again, I want to point out for my claustrophobic friends, there is nothing claustrophobic about it. It is an open, it is a circle, but you go through the circle. It's open on the other side. You can see out the window. You're in there for what is 7 minutes? I think it is.
Not even that. For the heart scan, it's 3 minutes. Full body is 4.5 minutes.
Oh wow, that's great. Minutes. Yeah. So and you just lay there.
You haven't seen the new machine yet, Mike.
I have not.
Yeah. No,
will I fit in it? I want to make sure it's okay. And you don't have to take your clothes off. You just get up on it, lay up on it, and then they give you the results.
But
no, I'm naked too, fully naked. Yeah, for sure. Martine, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
813-582-5222 or lifeguardimaging.com.